change of pace.
Welcome back to the Change of Pace podcast. Today I'm joined by Sai and Sahil, and we have a packed episode for you guys. We're going to preview Game 7 between the Nuggets and the Thunder that's happening tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But first, let's start with the draft lottery, guys. So we saw the draft lottery a few days ago, and some surprises here. Number one pick went to the Mavs. They had like a 1.7% shot at getting it. And it's kind of funny given the fact that they traded Luka midseason. It's a weird reward for Nico, who's obviously, I saw people crediting him. I saw Jamel Hill on Twitter saying like, you guys have to apologize to Nico to put a picture of him to trigger people. Like that was fucking hilarious. But also notably, the Spurs got the number two pick and the Sixers got the third pick. The poor Hornets, Jazz, and Wizards got 4 through 6 after having probably the worst records in the league. And yeah, let's start. Let's just start with the first few picks. What do you guys make of that?
I think it's pretty ridiculous that Nico Harrison gets a get out of jail free card. Um, Even though he's still somewhat in jail because they don't have Luca, but Cooper Flag is gonna be so goddamn good.
Mhm.
And the fact that he just got handed to Nico Harrison, who shout out after the bullshit that he pulled off, it sniffs of something suspicious. I'm not gonna sit here and say that the league is rigged, or the lottery's rigged. But it is questionable how Luca ends up on the Lakers and suddenly Cooper Flag's on the it's
There's a
just the
history of this. Like the AD, after AD left, they got the first pick. And Zion, after LeBron left, they got first pick.
even LeBron going to Cleveland, Derrick Rose going to Chicago, Ewing going
Yeah.
to the Knicks. Like there's just like you look back
Yeah.
this you start to wonder like wait, at a certain point 2 + 2 = 4,
They should start live streaming the balls. They used to, or like I saw a video, like they do have a video of it. They should just
Yeah.
start putting it on TV, you know?
I think it's just like people don't think it's entertaining, but honestly, like
At this
ESPN
point,
3, like people would watch it,
yeah. Or
just to
NBA.
have the proof of it. Like, but it's pretty insane. Definitely there is the conspiracy going out there that, Silver, like you see all the ratings discussion at the beginning of the season go and
Yeah.
everyone's like, we needed something to change. And that Luka trade to the Lakers obviously brought in a lot of fans, a lot of viewers to the NBA just because everyone's interested in the drama going behind. Like, how could the Mavs trade their biggest star away for, I mean, not pennies on the dollar, but like just not what his value is?
Yeah.
And getting rewarded in the long run for Cooper Flag is just ridiculous. I'm pretty interested. Like, I feel like Flag on this team is just a pretty bad pairing because this is like a generational prospect, and you're putting him around around a team that Nico Harrison himself sees has like a 3 to 4 year window in total. They
Mhm.
don't have any young talent right now. They don't really have any other picks of their own, at least in the future. Like, this is not a team you want to surround like a young, like budding superstar in Cooper Flag with.
Yeah.
Like if you want to build this team around Flag, it's either trade AD, trade Kyrie, do what you can around them, like and go all in for getting picks. But it
Yeah.
seems like this year they're going for a point guard. They're trying to win as many games as possible. Hope Kyrie comes back at the end of the season, go for the championship. And Cooper Flag, the good thing about him is his versatility, is his defense. Nico Harrison loves defensive-minded players. So it's a cool landing spot just because like we never see rookies like in an immediate win now situation, it feels like, especially first overall picks who have this much hype behind them. So I'm kind of interested to see how he thrives and if he can be a high level role player immediately. That would be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And he definitely projects to be one.
what's a little bit interesting is now they're kind of in this two timelines phase where we saw how that went with Golden State and it just like
Yeah.
yeah, Roland's laughing, but it's like, it's just like a frustrating thing to be a part of for sometimes honestly on both ends because the younger guys can be like, yo, I want some fucking playing time. But the older guys might be like, yo, we're trying to win. And then you kind of end up stunting both.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if it doesn't seem like Nico's vibe is to like just be like, okay, let's just build around Cooper and like trade AD, trade Kyrie, recoup assets. It kind of feels like he thinks that he can figure out this two timeline shit.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I mean, it's not that it didn't work for the Warriors because they got a championship, but there were definitely some bumps along the way.
I
We'll
mean,
see if Nico can do
It
it.
would have worked if James Wiseman was Cooper Flag, is all I'm saying.
dude,
You know
for
what I
real,
mean?
right? Like
Yeah.
if we got an Eddie, what if we got Tyrese Halliburton or LaMelo with that pick instead of James
Yeah.
fucking Wiseman? Can you imagine? I want to speak on the two timelines thing, or like Cooper Flag's different though. He's not gonna be bad, right? And to me, they're playing with house money for this year because I don't know if Kyrie will come back. I know we've seen him like walking around already. despite the what was it, ACL?
ACL, yeah.
Yeah. So his knee seems like okay, but to me, like even if Kyrie misses the whole year, that's just it's Cooper's rookie year. You're kind of just chilling, and I'm sure there'll be a play-in team at worst. If AD is healthy, if Clay, can, I don't know, he was not great this year, but if he could be all right, and the role players are fine, they're still like a decent team, I think. And then next year, you still have like what, maybe like a 34-year-old Kyrie and 34-year-old AD. Like you might have a shot if Cooper like okay. Remember the jump that Zion took before between his rookie and sophomore year, or like the jump that Ja took between his sophomore and like third year in the NBA. If Cooper can do something like that, if he can average like 24, 7, and 5, which is like expected for a generational prospect, I mean, it's expected, no?
In his second year, I don't know if he's averaging 24, 7, and 5.
Bro,
That's
Wemby is
Yeah.
like averaging crazy shit too, and we thought like we've talked about Cooper the same way we've talked about Wemby. Like I saw a tweet saying Cooper is the biggest like prospect for like the last like 20 years, and I'm like,
I think
what?
they're just lying in that one. They're just trying to build up the hype around. Here's what I said though. I don't even think we need to go that far. Like in this first year, I think Kyrie will be back by the end of the season. I don't think it would take him a whole. I mean, you never know. He's an older guy, but if Cooper Flag could be like OG Anunoby, like that level of a high end role play, like a super high, like that could be an immediate impact in the West.
Yeah.
Like we've seen how open it is, where any team in the West and in the East could like really win the championship. I think next year has that opportunity. Like Cooper Flag could be a championship piece immediately.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
the
him next 80 is crazy. Like the fact
Yeah,
of like Kyrie, Clay, and then I don't know who their three, maybe Najee. I don't know if they upgrade that.
they might go Flag at the three, and then
Yeah, maybe.
go.
I would
Uh,
I think you go Flag at the 4 and AD at the 5 if he's okay with playing the fives because we know he
right.
doesn't want to. But it
Yeah,
makes way more sense to
I
have
feel like
Cooper
yeah.
Flag is a good 6'10", right? Like he can also
He's
defend.
big. He's long. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like him next to either way, whatever he plays 3 or 4, you're assuming whoever's the other 3 or 4 will have okay shooting. That fit is amazing on that
yeah.
team. And he can handle the basketball too. And he's obviously like an elite defender. Like that's the first thing that hopefully will translate to the NBA. So that's quite a team you have if everyone like stays as good as they were this year.
Honest opinion, do you guys think this was rigged? Do you guys like, I mean, I saw the
Nah.
probability of these like first four picks was like 0.0017 or something insane, like just a ridiculous odds for this to happen. They had what, the 12th best odds to make it. I mean, they were literally one game away from not having a pick at all if
Yeah.
they just beat the Memphis Grizzlies, got into the playoffs. So this is just a ridiculous turnaround to go from like your season's over. This is the worst franchise in sports. Like all your fans hate you, and now they have like they go from white boy to white boy to white boy, just winning every single time with
Dude,
superstars.
you
It's
see the tweet?
crazy.
I don't know if I sent that tweet. They're like they showed Dirk and then Luca and then Cooper Flag, and they're like tariffs so high we had to bring one from the US this time. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
funny.
crazy.
Well, the
I
question is,
mean,
can they beat the Spurs with Giannis on them now?
Fast. Good
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Oh my
Well, I
God,
mean,
Cooper and
moving on to the second pick, like the
yeah.
Spurs, from what I've heard, are saying they're not heard as in like seen on tweets, but um, they say they're not trading the second pick. They're probably going to go with Dylan Harper. Like, what do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I haven't watched much of Dylan Harper, but him next to De'Aaron Fox is like I don't know. I literally don't know anything about any of these guys, including Cooper, to be honest. But so, do either of you like keep up with college basketball?
A little bit, not enough to like really know what I'm talking about, but
Same.
let me act like I do for a sec. I kind of feel like you should make the Giannis trade if there's one there, just because you already have Castle, you already have De'Aaron, you have a solid backcourt. I think you can move Vassell and the pick and like some filler, Harrison Barnes. You get Giannis, who's just like the best playoff performer in this playoff so far. And then Giannis and Wemby is like a generational fit. And the thing with Wemby is he's so great, but we don't know how long he's going to last. Like he's not fragile by any means, but like he's long, he's lengthy, like one tweak, one thing wrong, there's his career, right? So it's like go get Giannis right now. Is Giannis like 31, right? I think he's
He's,
I
he's
think
31.
30. I
30.
just looked it up.
I
He's
think
30.
30.
30? Yeah, like you get 4 more years of Giannis, great Giannis years. That's and then you Giannis and Wemby like are
It's
they
crazy,
are
dude.
they
How
the
are you
favorites to win the
poor?
West? Like them and OKC next year would be the favorites to win the West. Like
I
I
would
think
take them over in OKC in a heartbeat if they had like
That's
respectfully.
crazy. I mean, yeah, maybe.
Are you
But
serious? Like no, that
I
top
just
is
think
insane.
right, but like we've seen this season, like top three is not what decides the championship anymore. I mean,
Okay, but the
I
role
agree
players,
with you, but
it
like,
depends on
yeah,
who
but
they're
I think the
playing.
role players could be like actual garbage on that team. Like,
They
we're
could,
to
but
the
like
point where it cost them.
Well, what Wemby's still on a rookie contract, so their big
Correct.
contract would be De'Aaron and
To be
Giannis.
honest, yeah.
You could
Yeah.
fill
Not
around
enough
that
wiggle
though.
room.
You definitely could, but you're trading all your young assets and picks, a good amount of them at least for Giannis. So it's just like,
This
how do
is
you recoup
crazy shit.
the?
Like
Yeah,
Wemby,
it's crazy.
I can't
That is
even
like
think
an
about how that
ideal
is.
fit, dude.
You
It's
could never
yeah,
guard. How are you supposed to score on that duo? Seriously, like you can't. There's
nah.
nothing at the
Or
rim, and then
or
Got to be the
stop.
Celtics and shoot like
or
100
stop. Yeah,
threes a
or stop.
game.
Nah,
I
I
don't even
mean
know what's more scary, their offense or their defense.
that's the thing. Yeah.
I'd
Damn.
say the defense, like that's insane.
I
Oh
mean, yeah,
God.
the thing is
Oh
like
yeah.
the thing is like Brook Lopez isn't like you want to stretch five next to Giannis, but Brook Lopez is released a little slower. You can kind of help off him. You can get back to him on the perimeter. Wemby's he's pulling that shit from anywhere and he's pulling it
Yeah.
quick,
And he can dribble
and
the
you can't
basketball.
leave him open. So it's like,
And yeah, his release is high as hell. Like it
yeah,
doesn't matter. You can't guard it.
And
I
you have
mean,
De'Aaron
he's not the
Fox.
best catch and shoot guy, but it doesn't matter, man.
But the looks he's gonna get with Giannis as
Yeah.
a guy next to him is insane. And then again, you have De'Aaron Fox. Like that's a crazy. Like that would be one of the a top. Would that be like a top three or top five big three ever? Or a top three big three ever? Like I really think if we like it sounds crazy, but can you guys name like three big threes better than that? Like ours, like Steph, Katie, Draymond slash Clay, maybe. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's definitely better, I think.
that's better.
And then
I
you
mean,
go,
because right now we're not looking at Wemby as a well, he's like top 10, but he's like right at the border probably around there.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I
so
mean,
like
Steph and Katie's not there.
we've
They're
seen
top
like two
three
top
players.
10 players definitely TV teammates like Magic, like James Worthy, Kareem.
Yeah. But oh man, and then you have
I mean,
Darren
I
Fox,
agree, it's
right?
ridiculous. Like,
That's a
it's not
stupid
always just
top
like how
three.
talented these players are. Like this is an amazing fit too. Um, we'll see how, I mean, obviously we're not sure because the Spurs are saying they might take Dylan Harper. I don't know if it's just to raise the value of the pick, be like,
Mhm.
or like have some more negotiating power. But if I'm the Spurs, I'm definitely taking Castle if I need to, like for this to get
Yeah.
Giannis. Like, and that there is an alternative, right? You get Dylan Harper, and he turns out to be like a pretty generational point guard. Um, there's an avenue where you stay young and maybe even trade De'Aaron Fox. Instead, just go all in one direction, and you kind of have a big three that can last for generations and have chemistry and just continuity on their side. Like that's another avenue which the Spurs lucked into. Like what they got the first pick, lucked into that. They got the fourth pick last year, lucked into that. They didn't have the odds for it, and then now this year
I don't know how
they
they got.
get the second pick. It's ridiculous. They could have back-to-back rookie of the years based off how this is going. And like maybe Cooper Flag won't have the best numbers on Dallas because he's surrounded by all that talent, like AD. Dylan Harper could win that again. Like it's ridiculous how much luck they're getting on their side. I mean, that's what the draft lottery's. It's going crazy.
Yeah. Do you guys want to touch on the Sixers real quick? I don't know what else you want to really talk about for the lottery because
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I guess the real question is like, do you guys think the lottery is like, do you like the system that it is? I think that's the question we kind of like come to with this because you see the Mavs who had ridiculously low odds to win it kind of bounce up
Yeah.
to the top. And then teams like what Washington had the second best odds. They were like a Bub Carrington three away from having the best odds, and now they get the sixth pick. Utah again tanked all season. They've been, kind of mediocre tanking for the last 3 years. The best pick they've gotten is the fifth overall pick from this year. And then Charlotte, they jumped up, but they still went down. Like, you know what I mean? Like they jumped the other two teams, but they were still the fourth pick. It's like, do
Yeah.
you guys see this as a system that can bring these small market tanking teams any talent, or like, because at the end of the day, there's a chance that like Utah, Washington, Charlotte don't get stars and the other guys do.
what's the alternative though? That's my question.
Like, just make it like maybe like a top seven get draft odds, and like it's not a lottery past that, maybe.
You could, but that would incentivize tanking even more.
Right, that's the point. But at the same time, I feel like people see the problem with this current system is that more people tank because they have odds now to get the first pick. You know what I mean?
They flattened it a bit, right? It's like
They did.
14
It
for the
used to be
top two.
Yeah,
25. Now it's 14.
It used to be
it's
like
14.
25 for the first.
But that's what I mean. Like instead of only the bad teams getting really bad, it's like a team that's like teetering at that ninth, eighth, 10th spot will just drop out just so they can get better odds.
But they know
Because
that's the thing. They know, like they know it's a risk, and they still do
yeah,
it. And they remain garbage, and they fuck up their fan. Like their fans are pissed. The league is they're not making money. League is pissed. So it's kind of like almost karma, in a way, and not really karma, but I'm just saying like like what that you're not guaranteed the pick, and yet you
Right.
still choose to do it, and you knew
Yeah.
like others, you know what I mean? Like so they're getting what they like what was they were warned, you know? So versus a team like the Pistons, for example, that was they also got consistently screwed. They got one number one pick, and then after that they got like what they got like the fifth pick a few years in
Yeah.
a row. It's like come on, and then look at where
I
they are
mean,
now.
I
They
think
grew
what
organically and they
we've seen
drafted
with this
well.
new flattened odds is like literally the team with the worst odds has never gotten a top three pick, which is insane at the
Well,
same time.
it's still statistically likely that they will. That's the like, it just
Right.
happens to be like you can't control for that, and that like the
Yeah,
previous
yeah,
year is
that's
not
for
going to
sure.
affect this year. It just happens to be that way. So
The
you
reality is you
yeah
have to draft. It's just you have to draft well. Like look at
yeah
the top guys in the league though. Like Giannis, Luka,
yeah
I guess was like a top five pick, but like
yeah
Jokic, like you don't always get the top
yeah.
five guys aren't always superstars. So it's like extra one, yeah, like four, five, six isn't as good as one, two, three, but you're still getting a good player if you draft well and put them in a good environment. Like
That is super true.
There's
Yeah,
always levels though. Cooper Flag is an automatic lock of a guy, right? And then now he's going to Dallas, who it just feels like a little like how are Washington, a team that's a small market, ever going to get a superstar? And it's not like drafting well. Sometimes the options just aren't there. Sometimes no one sees it and they get lucked into it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like anyone, it's not like some 51 teams were bad scouting big departments because they didn't pick Nikola Jokic, you know? You just never see it because it's not there. So I just feel like there is maybe I guess you're right, Rohan, with the fact that like this has just been the case for these 3 years, and it
yeah.
could be next year that the worst three teams get the best odds because they're statistically favored to do so.
Generally, a
But it
bottom
just
three team that gets the number one pick. It's
yeah, but it's just
usually bottom.
insane the fact that we've seen like this many jumps, and I guess that makes it more entertaining for sure. But it's
Yeah.
also like, will these teams ever get out of being
Well, we
bad?
should reward losing. Like this, I think this is the best case to still prevent people from full on tanking no matter what. Like if you at least try
I
to
get that, but at the same time, how are teams supposed to get better if they're a small market and free agency isn't on their side? So
well, they have to
it's
make
kind
good
of
decisions
just,
too. Like I feel like
yeah,
management
no, for
a lot of these
sure.
teams is like the Wizards. What the fuck are they doing? I like the Wizards are garbage. Jazz, like what's his name? Danny Ainge won't do jack shit for any of these assets he's been accumulating. Laurie Markkanen's trade value has gone down after this year.
Right, but they've
Paul
kept
Pierce in
him.
the
If they
trade
traded
deadline.
him away, they would have been
That's
even worse. Like,
well,
what are,
that's
you
their
know what I
no,
mean?
but like, okay, if they traded him away, they would still get assets back that they can then use for something. And who knows, maybe they get a higher, like they get a higher lottery odds if they do trade. But my point is, like, these teams are also not like there's not a team that's gotten consistently screwed that also hasn't made shitty decisions in management. You know, like there's no one we could look at like, wow, they made good move after good move and still they remain
I
garbage.
mean,
Like,
I haven't hated the
it,
Wizards' moves, if I'm being honest.
I haven't hated Charlotte's moves either. I mean, I don't like bringing Miles Bridges back. I mean, that's just like because he's an idiot. But like other than
Yeah.
that, you draft LaMelo, you draft Brandon Miller. Like what
well,
more?
they've also yeah they've just gotten injured like they've gotten injuries, but they're also just like these guys just make stupid decisions. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what an alternative is that doesn't like continue incentivizing tanking. And we could, and if you even if you get the top seven picks, who knows? Like maybe the seventh highest odds and gets the number one
Right.
pick. And maybe that's one year where for some reason on the Lakers, Luka's injured the whole year and they get the number one pick, and then Luka is fully healthy and we're
I mean,
complaining.
it's happened in the past, so that's
Yeah.
fair.
So like, I don't know.
Tim
I don't know
Duncan
what to
getting to
make.
the Spurs, like David Robinson was out that year. They
Yeah,
get the first overall pick.
exactly. And
It's
then the
definitely
fourth,
happened.
literally like the year after that year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid. So we're never gonna win. Like there's
Yeah.
never gonna be a foolproof method. I think it's fine, like right now, dude. It's just
Do we
funny.
want to talk about Philly real quick? Because they did keep their pick. That was big.
Sure.
I mean, two teams did jump them, which as a Thunder fan, I was like very excited because I thought there was a pretty good chance we would get the seventh pick. They even
Yeah.
baited on television saying that Philly did lose their pick. But now they have the third pick. It doesn't. I've heard that they're open to trading for it. Would you guys do that if you were the Sixers, or like, is it time you go in a different direction and kind of go young? Because they have some guys, right? They got Quentin Grimes, Jared McCain, Maxey, of course. Like, is it you go in a youth movement or kind of just go give it your last hurrah with Embiid and Paul George?
Honestly, I don't have no idea.
I have no idea. That
Yeah,
was very
I
good.
have
Like
no idea.
three fucking timelines on this team, bro.
yeah,
You
it's
put
insane.
Paul George at the very tail end. Joel Embiid,
He's
he's
pretty much at
somewhat
the tail end
you
too. Let's be
exactly. You
honest.
think of him as like he's not Tyrese Maxey age, but you think of him in the same timeline as Tyrese Maxey. That's not even
I
fucking
don't. I think he's old
dying. His
because
legs are
yeah.
cooked. Okay. And then you have Tyrese Maxey, who's like whatever, it's 25, 26 years old. And you have this new another timeline with like Jared McCain. I don't know what you're doing anymore.
Yeah,
So
The problem with it is that like the way you make it sound, it's like okay, then obviously just trade the pick and then go young, right? But the East is also so wide open, especially with Jason Tatum's injury,
right.
yeah.
that like you trade the pick
Tyler.
like somebody decent. Now your top six is this pick, and then you have Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey, Embiid, Paul George. It's like okay, I can maybe talk myself into them being a top six team in
Is
the.
that even gonna do it? Like there's
I
that's
think
so
the
fun.
East is
Like
so like the East is so
Yeah.
ranked, and it's the playoffs are so matchup dependent now that like you could find yourself in the conference finals just because
I
like
mean, it's the third and fourth seeds right now in the conference finals. You never
exactly.
know.
if
Crazy.
Paul George was good, like if it was 1 year ago, then I would say trade the pick. Even if
Hmm.
Joel Embiid was cooked, if Paul George was what he was on the Clippers, like I would say you could probably win
I
now.
would trade the
No, when
pick
you
if you
see
could
that
just
for
get
Paul
off
George,
Paul
it's like
George's contract, honestly.
You attach the pick Paul George to the
If you could
pick.
get like a positive
That would
asset,
be
yes. If
hilarious.
you could get a positive asset, yes. But I'm not doing like a full-on salary dump just to get rid of. I
That's
mean, but that is
insane.
the worst contract in the league at this point. Like, unless Paul George
Yeah,
can
but he
rehabilitate
flopped
some of
so
his
much.
value,
I feel
I
like he's
think
gonna
he
be
can.
better next year. There's no shot he like this is crazy.
it's a pretty
I
low
think
bar. Yeah,
he'll be better next year. I think.
It's a weird drop, right? Like what the
yeah.
heck happened to
I
him?
mean, he said he had shoulder
He used
injuries,
to
and
start the year.
He also just couldn't get to the rim anymore, so he was just like
yeah.
he was just taking those like KD like pull up mid ranges, and he's not
He's
KD, so
not
he
good,
weren't
yeah.
going in. So
Yeah. What if, dude, what if you trade for KD for the Sixers, like Paul George and the number whatever three
Why
pick?
trade for KD when you can get Ace Bailey in the draft? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Who's like KD and Paul George? That's what he said his comparison.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw someone say that, oh, Paul George signed off on Ace Bailey. See, I'm gonna trust the Hall of Fame over Twitter people. Someone put up receipts of like LeBron saying, I'm not passing up any point. I'm not passing up Shabazz Napier for any point guard in this in his draft. He made him draft him, then he dipped. Yeah, like all these guys. And then like they said Draymond specifically picked Jacob Evans in like the 2019 or 2018 NBA draft. It's funny.
who is that?
Jacob Evans a third, bro. Warriors legend Jacob Evans a
He's
third.
like a point guard, right? Like
No,
a
he was like a wing, like three,
okay.
like 2-3 guy. He was ass. But he was always smiling. Yeah. Okay. You guys want to talk about any of these other picks? Anything like interesting?
No,
I
still
mean,
not
The
yeah,
much.
not
Rockets got the
really.
10th pick. I mean, they could probably package that for something. I don't see the point in them drafting another player right now. Like, I feel like
They
they
have
could.
too many players on the roster.
They have too many like decent players.
I
Like,
feel bad. There's so many teams that you're like the Brooklyn Nets got the eighth pick after that
yeah,
roster. That's
it's
insane to
so
me.
sad. Yeah.
Like the Pelicans had a disaster season, got the seventh pick. Like it's just kind of crazy how like we heard that what the Bulls were like a coin flip away, like because they had the tiebreaker coin
Yeah.
flip with Dallas to get the first pick. Now they have the 12th pick. It's
Oh,
insane. Like that's ridiculous
and
how this
I
all
feel
works
most
out.
bad for the Wizards, dude. Sixth pick with that roster.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
pathetic. Like, it's so depressing. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, or we can move on to the predictions for their
we can
series.
move on.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the Thunder Nuggets game seven happening tomorrow. Sai, I'm sure you're excited. Before we start,
Excited's a word for it, sure. Yeah.
anxious. Yeah, but before we start, Aaron Gordon questionable. I think he did something. He said did he do a scrimmage? He did something in preparation for tomorrow, or he said he'd
He
like,
was like in part of the walkthrough, I think,
yeah,
was with
okay.
the but I don't know if he actually played 5-on-5.
But he's questionable. I don't think you should play like this seems like the same injury as Steph. They haven't released any like grade one type stuff yet. So
Not to
it
my
said
knowledge.
it's a strain, which is the same thing they said for Steph.
It kind
And
of feels like they're just blowing smoke and they're not going to play him, but they don't want OKC
yeah,
to like
game
game
plan.
plan for it. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, Sai, why don't you take it away? What are we gonna look out for in this game?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a kind of like probably the best series of the playoffs so far. Pretty insane.
Mm.
Haymakers thrown each way. Team games where each team thinks they should have won. Other than game two, every game's been going to clutch time. So I think over these last three games, we've seen OKC take a two win games four and five, and then Denver fights back and wins game six. Um, it's really come down to kind of the others for both teams. Like I think Jamal Murray and Jokic have been pretty consistent in creating offense and at least scoring the ball. Jokic struggled games 2, 3, and 4 for sure. But I think the last two games he's been able to figure out that he can get a lot of rebounds on this team, especially when Hartenstein's not in the game. He's trying to get Chet switch on him as much as possible. He's dominating that matchup. It's really been like he's been able to control the game a lot more than he has been. He's hasn't looked uncomfortable at all like he has the first couple games. And then Jamal Murray's just applying that supplemental offense, like just being able to create tough shots. He's one of the best tough shot makers in the league, and he's been able to create offense for them no matter what. And it's really just been, can we get this guy to provide enough offense for us this game? Game six, they got Julian Strawther, like a slurry of points in the third and fourth quarters to win them that game, basically. But
Yeah.
really, they don't have a lot of options left. If Aaron Gordon's out, this team is on fumes already as is. They basically got 1 day extra of rest since like game six of the Clippers series. Like they really have no, I mean, this is going to be Thunder home game, so they obviously have the advantage there. But you never want to count out the champs. Like they've won the championship before. They have this big game experience. They have obviously the best player in the league in Jokic. So it's really just like, can Christian Brown hit enough shots? Can Michael Porter Jr. hit enough shots?
Need any shots. Yeah.
I mean, he played decently well last game, but the fact that like Julian Strawther stepped up, you can just play, it's easy to play him over him.
Yeah.
And the fact that these guys play so many minutes and still are able to play like so effectively is kind of insane to me. Like I always like coming into the series, I think I predicted OKC like five.
Yeah.
Obviously wrong about that. It could have been five if OKC, like, these clutch
It
games could
really
go
could
either
have been
way,
five.
right?
That game
But
was,
same thing, it could have been five for Denver. You never know. So
man.
this has been like a pretty great series. I'm as an OKC fan, I'm pretty nervous. I haven't even talked about them. I've been focused on Denver because I feel like they've controlled the series for the last three games, and it's really just been those fourth quarters where OKC's been able to dominate, kind of um, make them get cold, kind of assert their will defensively, and then just make enough shots. But OKC's been struggling offensively these last three games. The role players have not been hitting threes. If it feels like, except that game five where they managed to come back, Lou Dort hit some great shots. Game four, they had Cason Wallace and Wiggins make enough shots. It's really just been, can we get enough three-pointers from our role players to win? Because Shea's been consistently like scoring. He's been able to figure this defense out a little more. Last game, he, was in foul trouble, which kind of cost them big. Denver goes on a 12-0 run to end the half, and that kind of allowed Denver to come back into the game and win it at the end. So J-Dub was awful. Like everyone's seen, like he's been
Yeah.
going pretty much viral on Twitter for how awful he was that game, and he's been awful this
Thunder
series
fans
other
have
than
never
game
done that.
three.
Yeah.
Um, so really, I think both teams have figured each other out. It's really just can we get enough scoring from the others of each team? Like Jamal and Jokic are going to do what they do. At this point, it's can J-Dub hit enough shots? Can Isaiah Joe get in the game, hit some threes? I thought Aaron Wiggins had a chance to win the Thunder game six because there were so many open threes he was getting and just couldn't convert on. And before the series, before the playoffs started, I thought he was going to be a big part of our rotation because he's just like a ball handler and can shoot. So there's so many guys on this Thunder roster that obviously give them an advantage to, defensively and keeping that energy. But if they're not able to hit shots like they did like they couldn't do in the Mav series last year, they're not going to win this game. And it's as simple as that. That's how good Jokic and Murray are, and that's how good this Nuggets team is. So even with Gordon out, as good as they are, like as good as Gordon is for them, I think it's going to be a struggle if these OKC Thunder role players aren't able to make shots. And if even if they aren't making shots, I guess there's one other avenue is if they're able to create a havoc and create a shit ton of turnovers, but they even haven't been able to do that these last couple games. So it's really down to those things. Can they create enough turnovers against the Nuggets, and can they hit enough outside shots, which Shea is able to create for them?
Yeah. I don't know. So do you want to talk or do you want me to?
I can go real quick. Yeah, it feels so simplistic to say that like it's gonna come down to shooting, but that's the reality of this. Like in game five, Jokic had 20 potential assists. He only had five, right?
Yep.
And they were 39% on wide open threes in the regular season, Denver. They were 40% against the Clippers on wide open threes. Against the Thunder, they're 15 of 66 in their
Yeah.
three line. Right. So when they're just not hitting wide open shots, they lose, which is like, okay, that's obvious. Um, the interesting question about this is like, is Jokic gonna have because he's undisputedly the best player in the series, is he gonna have one of those like 2018 LeBron against the Celtics in Game 7 where the other team was better, but he just had an insane performance. 2023 Steph against the Kings, right? Where like I don't know if the Kings were actually a better team, but he just decided that he was going to win the game on his own. Aaron Gordon is a huge loss. I'm going to assume he's not playing. Um, we'll see if part of the reason that that's really problematic is the Nuggets are only minus 15 in the 47 minutes that Jokic hasn't played. Without Aaron Gordon also, because in those minutes he's their backup five. So now it's like, are we going to see Zeke Naji in Game 7? Are we going to see DeAndre Jordan in Game 7?
Probably not.
Because
It's gonna be
there's no
Peyton
way.
Watson, a lot more Peyton Watson minutes, I'm assuming. And
Yeah,
like
that's
big
but
shot.
like that's not a big that's not very big either. So um OKC's interestingly, I think they've gone away from just Chet at the five by himself. Like they've pretty much used Jalen Williams or Isaiah Hartenstein next to him.
Yeah.
I'd be curious if they are I'd be curious if are they just done with that or are they gonna try
I
one more?
mean, we used it at the end of last game when we were like, down 10, down
Yeah.
12 because we needed 3-point shooting. You could put, if you put it at chat, you can go five out that way.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been shooting well from three. So it's like you get some more offensive versatility because he can create from the perimeter, but he's shooting like 25% this series three. Like I think Shea, J-Dub, and Chat like combined shot like 25% from three this series. It's been
Yeah,
a
I
struggle
saw
there.
some. I saw some. I got some J Dub stats. 9 of 22 in the restricted area, 3 of 11 from mid range, 7 of 32 from deep. So he's
Yikes.
thinking it up. I
Yeah,
feel
bro.
like okay. This is a little bit off topic, but just like sometimes I feel like certain guys just don't have it. Just like in the way that they present themselves. Like it's not just like shit on.
It's like the Colin Coward, Jason Tatum thing, bro.
No, not like that. Like even Jason Tatum has it. Like, but
Yeah,
like I'm
probably.
looking at like, and maybe this is not unfair to J-Dub. He's still in the playoffs, still in the series, but he kind of reminds me of Jared Allen a little bit. Personality wise,
Mm.
they're like kind of nerdier. Not the J-Dub's a TikTok guy. Like, Jared Allen likes his Pokemon. Like, just
All
like
right,
those
man.
type of guys. I'm like, are those the type of guys that I can rely
I
on?
think I think some personality wise, I think they're pretty different. Because like J-Dub's pretty assertive. Like he can get like aggressive and yelly on the court.
That's
Yelly
Jared
at
Allen's
the
just this like
court.
cutie, like silent guy who's
Dude, this
just
that's
is
like
such a fucking stupid conversation.
I
Oh
mean,
my
I'm just
God.
saying, like if
no,
that's
no.
the point you're making, I don't necessarily agree with it.
We've
But I
seen
do
the
agree.
TikToks, Si. We've
I'm
seen
just
the
saying.
fucking TikToks, bro.
I'm just saying, yeah, the
Yeah.
TikTok are crazy. No, I'm just saying that, like, I don't know how much I like in a do or die. Like, this shit feels like life and death.
Yeah.
Like, are you the guy? Like, Shea is the guy who's gonna get it done,
Yeah.
right? I know Jokic is gonna get it done. I'm looking at J-Dub and I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah, no,
I
I
feel
agree.
like he's too inconsistent, man. And it feels like he just can't get to it. Like, I don't know, that one, sh his shot, it just, he can't get to it consistently.
His
Like
elbow
that
jumper,
one Mavs series, yeah.
that back elbow jumper has been money all season. And some of these shots that he's shooting, from the elbow are like not even close. Where
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like he has to be feeling the pressure, right? Like that's that.
I think part of it is that I have heard he's potentially injured a little, maybe just an excuse, like his wrist
Yeah.
is hurt, which obviously like his shooting wrist obviously affects your shot a bit. But at the same time, I feel like there's like he's a big 6'6", he's like a huge guy. I don't feel like he uses his body enough. I don't think he attacks mismatches enough. Like he's getting blocked like by Peyton Watson at the rim. Peyton Watson can be a stick if you like compared to J-Dub, he can go through him, but he's not trying to. And I feel like that's the consequence. I definitely think his shooting's off though, and I think that's probably a confidence thing, like you're saying. Like he's just feeling the nerves and the pressure of the
A
fact
couple
that this is the biggest series of his life.
A couple times they even put Jamal on J-Dub or
Yeah,
a couple times too, and we're like, "Are you guys gonna do something?" Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
and just
yeah.
like wouldn't really look for that mismatch.
With Aaron Gordon out, it's big though. Like that's a really, really big like loss, both offensively and defensively, especially for J-Dub specifically, right? Because Aaron Gordon probably like body wise is the one guy who can actually keep up with him. So I'd hope he's more assertive
I
in the
think
game. And I
I think
hope
Aaron
he
Gordon be out is such a big deal for a lot of reasons though,
really,
because like one thing
I swear,
he
dude.
initiates a lot of the offense, right? Because that way you can have the spacing you like with Jokic and Murray out on the perimeter.
Yeah.
And then another thing is he screens for Jokic so much, just like get able to get those mismatches of Chet on him. Like if Peyton Watson's the guy screening Chet or Hartenstein, like you can just run through those screens. He's not a big screener the same way Gordon is, and I feel like you're just gonna not get as many mismatches for Jokic the same way he has been these last couple games.
No,
Peyton
definitely.
Watson has also only played 14 minutes per game.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon's played 38. So now are we expecting Peyton Watson to come in and give you 30?
I mean, they might start Russ too. He's been awful these last couple games because
Need
his
some
shooting's
threes,
been awful.
yeah.
Like
Russ is either gonna have
and his turnovers, yeah.
Russ is gonna have a legacy game. I don't know if it's gonna hurt or help his legacy, but it's gonna be a legacy game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean Russ's shooting just like the Nuggets versus the Clippers and versus the Thunder has been completely just falling off a cliff. Um, yeah, but he lives for these moments, dude. He lives for these game sevens. The Thunder, that Nuggets have been the team in the last three game sevens in the second or first round in the last
Yeah,
like years. That's crazy. Like
they got
they,
the experience. Like
yeah, like they've
that's
barely won
big.
a game sevens, bro. Like yeah, like since like 28 or 2019, like that one game seven against the thing against the Blazers in 2020, they went to two game sevens, and then
Yep.
again in 2023 they went to the game
And they've
seven.
only lost one of them, I think.
The Timberwolves?
That
No, they
the
lost to
Wolves
the
one.
Nuggets. They lost to the Blazers too.
Oh,
And
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? Any predictions? It just feels like all signs, especially with Aaron Gordon out, leads to
yeah,
OKC.
yeah, I agree.
But the two-man action of Jamal and Jokic is like I'm more confident in that than anything OKC can give me. But
Yeah. Here's what I'll say though. I don't know. I have nightmares in my head of Christian Brown hitting open threes. I feel like that's what's gonna happen, where I can just see their big time role players. I just feel more confident, even though they're bad shooters. Like I could see Peyton Watson having a legacy game going 5 for 7 from three. Just something stupid. Where I'm just struggling at this point to see. I mean, Lou Dort's a big game player sometimes. Like he's had big game sevens.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll step it up. Like I could maybe that'll happen. But I'm struggling to see our role players step up enough to the point. And the fact that Jokic has gotten his, Murray has gotten his in these last couple games, I'm a little more concerned. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
wait, Sai, I have a question. Do you think they should shorten the rotation though?
The question is like,
Who are
who
you?
do you get out of the rotation? I feel like everyone serves their purpose
Isaiah
in a
Joe?
way. Isaiah Joe hasn't even been playing, I feel like. Until last game, he's played at like the end, but he plays like maybe 2, 3 minutes a game. But at the same time, I like more Isaiah Joe, if anything, because I mean, Denver's become a zone team against OKC because OKC can't create shit for themselves, and they're not a good passing team, especially like because they just don't have a main passer guy. Like Shea's good, he's not elite.
He's not, yeah,
Um, so
definitely.
these zones work, and the only way to get out of these zones is just like pass around, get open threes, and Isaiah Joe can really space them out because he shoots from deep too. So I feel like we should get more of his minutes, if anything. Like
I feel like Caruso has to play more than like
Caruso has to play more. I think Dort maybe you cut a little bit, but you can't even cut him completely out of the rotation. He's a staple for he's the longest tenured OKC player, surprisingly. Like
I'd rather go down swinging with Caruso than Dort, to be
Yeah,
honest.
for sure.
if you're
Yeah.
closing, I'd rather close the Caruso for sure.
Caruso's shooting 43% from three too on 32 attempts. So he's
Especially if Aaron Gordon's not playing. I don't think you need to think about Dort as much in terms of size. You could probably get away more with Isaiah Joe or
Yeah.
yeah, Russo. Just for Jamal. Yeah.
so
But no, I
prediction.
wouldn't shorten the rotation, but I would be more flex. If anything, I'd be the opposite. Like if someone's having the high end, just go all in for it. Because
Oh,
at this
that's
point,
yeah.
you just need to ride the role players who, like even over Jado, over Chet, like these guys haven't been consistently giving you any offense. You just gotta hope Shea can create enough for them with these zones, like get enough open looks, and these role players can hit shots. Like that's more important than anything.
Yeah.
Predictions?
I'm going Thunder.
I'm going. God, I think it's
It's gonna swerve.
the thing is last time y'all both went the Nuggets and then I went Clippers because I tried to be different. Um, I'm gonna
Then what
try
happens?
we're trying to be different again. I think this is gonna be a Jokic legacy game. He's in his prime. Like OKC is a 64 win team. If they win this game, we're gonna remember it for a pretty goddamn long time. I think Jokic has like a 40, 17, and 13 game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I gotta say the Thunder, but I've just been like not hopeful about this team's prospects. I guess Sahil, like, I mean, the Celtics, the Cavs have lost both 61 teams. Like, none of these teams have looked like how they were in the regular season,
That's a
including
big talking
OKC,
point. Like
right?
there has to be discussion I saw on Twitter as well, like about regular season and playoffs. It's just so different now. And
Yeah,
if the Nuggets win today, it'll be the
three
first
60-win
time.
teams.
Oh, I mean that, but it'll also be the first time in NBA history, I think, where the final four teams, none of them are top five in defense.
I saw top 10,
Regular.
or like, yeah, one of them is top 10, like, the
Yeah, okay.
Wolves, the Wolves.
They're
But
all top 10 in offense or top
yeah,
five. Uh,
Must be. They have to be top five in something.
yeah,
Hope
they're
they're
all
top.
top 10 in offense, but only one is top 10 in defense, which is insane. Which means they can just step it up and figure it. I guess defense is something you can figure out in the.
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of thinking that because of the increased physicality that they allow, it kind of
Mm,
gives shittier defensive teams the ability to play a
foul.
different style of defense. Yeah, they can foul
Yeah.
now. which
Yeah.
like it makes everything a little bit easier versus like these teams like like OKC or Cavs or Boston who like were great defenses in the regular season, where because maybe they're a little sharper on the day to day, their rotations are a little quicker. But in the playoffs, when you know what the action is and where you got to be, now you can also foul on top of that. Maybe it's a little bit easier to play defense. I mean,
For
Denver
sure.
was a pretty dog shit defense in the regular season.
Terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fired their coach,
They
and
looked
now all of a
really
sudden
good against
they
Thunder. Yeah.
look
Yeah.
really good.
I mean,
But
I think, yeah, I agree. I think, I don't know. I'd say OKC's defense is translated personally, but it's been more about the fact that Denver's defense is taking a level, which I didn't like. Jokic has been a great defender this series, I thought. Like, obviously, he has his moments where you just can finish around him at the rim, but like, teams aren't getting to the rim because of the zone look, Like, it's really been hard to stop. And
there was a
the
stretch
shooting.
last game. There was a stretch
Mhm.
last game where Hartenstein got like three straight dunks just
Yeah.
because they were able to penetrate the middle of the zone, bring Jokic up. I think he
And
got a
that's when they
lot.
got the 12-point lead, I felt like.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when they're tired, when their offense isn't looking good. I want to say OKC for sure. I have to. I feel like as a
Yeah.
fan, a diehard fan. But man, I'm really scared of Denver, even with Gordon out.
It's
So
gonna be
like,
such a fun game. As an
uh,
unbiased fan, it's gonna be awesome. Like
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I'm
that,
so
but
stressed out for this,
it's gonna
dude.
be great.
Rohan,
So stressed out.
our teams are out, but at least now we can, you can enjoy it.
I can kind of enjoy it. I have no
Yeah.
agendas. I don't really give a fuck who wins at this point, so I'm kind of just
Hey, I mean, after tomorrow, all three of our teams could be out. So that would be have a fun
That'd be
rest of the
sad.
playoffs.
I mean, if you think about it like this might be your most difficult matchup in the
Oh,
for the
oh,
playoffs.
for sure. I think so
So
because it's
get
insane. We're
through this
still
game,
favored to
dude.
win the championship,
Yeah, just
but
get
we're
through
in
this
game
one
seven
game.
and we could lose.
Yeah,
Like
chill.
it's
Like
nuts.
you're seeing the
I,
fucking
I think I think whoever
fraudulent move. So.
my pick for the finals would probably be whoever wins the series. Right. I think that's
I
kind
was
of
thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I
that's
mean,
why this
Loki,
is
give me the Pacers over the Nuggets. No, I'm kidding.
you could talk
No,
me into that.
dude.
No, I
I
could,
would
yeah,
not.
for real.
No, there's no. I mean, pace over the
Imagine how much fumes the Nuggets would have to be running
I'd
on
be so
to get
tired.
to
Yeah.
the finals, right? Like, it'd be
Yeah.
insane.
No, someone said they're gonna win. Yeah, 28. Jokic's really gonna win 28 games.
And
Or
this would
not
be the first
28,
51
both in
team he beats,
28.
right?
Yeah.
Or I guess
You
maybe
beat the
because the
Clippers.
Clippers, the
Clippers were
Clippers are
exactly
50.
the first team with over 50 wins that
Okay, yeah,
you
and he
beat.
managed to beat a 68 win team with the second highest net rating of all time.
That's facts.
So,
And the MVP. Yeah, they're
and
gonna
the
wait to
MVP.
give the MVP to whoever wins this game. That'll be
Yeah,
so funny. Uh,
yeah, it sucks because if we don't win, if they don't win, like if OKC doesn't win, like Shea's t MVP's tainted forever.
in
Which,
dead ass, it's like yeah,
yeah,
it's sad. Like he will not want to see that. It's like Dirk getting the MVP after losing to the We Believe Warriors. It's so
yeah,
disappointing.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay. Do you guys want to move on? So everyone is no, sorry. Sahil is swerving again. He's
I'm
taking
hoping you're wrong again,
Nuggets
Sal.
today. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And Sai and I are gonna take the Thunder. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Excited for that game. Let's move on to the last three series of the semifinals of the conference semifinals. Let's start off with Knicks Celtics. Knicks 1-6. Since we recorded I think the Knicks were up 2-0, was it? When we last
Yeah,
recorded? So yeah, since then, Celtics won a pretty easy. They blew them out, I think, in game three. Then game four, the
that
Knicks
was
had
an awesome game. Yeah.
yeah, that game was like it was back and forth. Celtics started off really hot. Tatum had an amazing game, and then unfortunately, as you know, with like 3 minutes left in the fourth, they were down nine, I think, to the Knicks. He tore his Achilles. It was really sad, and like yeah, he looked depressed. We see the locker room footage of him in the wheelchair. It's really sad, and they did do surgery on him. He's probably gonna miss the entire next season. And then yeah, Celtics, whatever. They won game five. Jaylen Brown had a good game. Game six, Knicks won like by like a fucking 40-point blowout. We also got news that Jaylen Brown was playing with a torn meniscus, which is very concerning. I feel like guys have missed like multiple months with a torn meniscus. I feel like
I think it's
Jaylen Brown
partially torn, so it's
did
like
it
you can
partially.
play
Okay,
on it, but like you should get surgery on it, but when the
yeah,
season ends kind of deal.
that's kind of scary. So I was telling you guys in the group chat today, right? Tatum has Achilles tear, Jaylen Brown has a meniscus tear, Kristaps Porzingis has fucking AIDS, and then Sam Hauser has like an ankle injury. It's not
Yeah.
looking good. And then Drew Holiday just washed. So it's not looking good if you're a Celtics fan right now. You know you're not contending next year. But Knicks, like maybe we should start off with them. Like Knicks making the conference finals. See how happy those New York Knicks fans are, just going crazy in the streets. And should we just get right into the predictions of Knicks Pacers, or what do you guys want to do? You want to
I,
analyze
I let's
the
talk about
standings?
what the Knicks did, like how they won this
Sure.
series, I think.
Yeah. Who wants to start?
Cycle
Yeah, I
for
can go ahead. Yeah. Well, the Knicks have just really impressed me. I think their depth has actually been like not their depth, but their top six. Mitchell Robinson has played a huge part in this series. Offensive rebounds is, I mean, this has been a game of margins for sure. These first games one, two, and four, which Knicks won, were all decided because of comebacks that the Knicks were able to win. And a big part of them was Mitchell Robinson's offensive
Yeah.
rebounding. The fact that this team is just able to be so good at the end of games, they have this closer in Brunson. Bridges has been like actually good offensive piece, which he wasn't for the most part of the year. He was like, decent, but I think this series, his shots been going. He's been feeling a lot better. He had like a 12-point third, fourth quarter. I think that was the game four, right? That they managed to win. Like
Yeah.
they're just getting these contributions from everybody. Cat was pretty good in this series. I thought, he's been able to be aggressive downhill, and that's kind of been his MO for this team. And I think he's been really consistent at creating offense in the paint and driving. And then Brunson's been doing his thing. OG had a couple good games. Like I think this is a really good defense. Like I didn't expect this coming into the playoffs. They matched up really well to the Celtics, which they were there. That's why they traded for Bridges. That's why they traded for OG, and it worked out in their favor. This was a
Yeah.
good matchup for them. And I think that Piston series made them really resilient and trying to be a defensive and grinded out team. Their offense had some games. I think game four they were good offense. Game six they were good
It's
offense.
it's
Rest of the
great.
games just managed to, chew enough against the Celtics, who they were able to really shut down. And obviously, the Celtics shot horribly throughout the series, and that really cost them. But I've just been impressed with the Knicks defense and the fact that their top six guys have just been consistently, even if one wasn't amazing, the other ones have stepped up. Josh Hart's been able to do
Josh
his thing
Hart.
throughout this playoffs.
Yes.
He had a triple double to close out game six and was really impactful. Like every player on that top five and like top six for the Knicks have been really impactful. So I've been impressed with them.
I feel like they're such a good clutch time team, dude. Like three of those games, games one, two, and four, were decided in clutch time, and the Celtics
Yep.
simply fell apart as they do, taking ridiculous shots. And then the Knicks is, I mean, they kind of just go to Jalen Brunson in the clutch, and he just delivers, or he gets a wide open shot for one of his teammates. Like it always ended up working out. And Mitchell Robinson was huge too. And then Cat defensively was good, and then game six, I think that was like his best offensive game probably of the series. So yeah, just a well-rounded effort from all of these guys.
I think the thing about the in the clutch with the Knicks is that everybody knows their role. They know what type of shots they're gonna get, right? Mikal Bridges is so good at playing off the catch. Same with OG, right? They're quick decision makers, and same with Cat too. And first of all, I'm so happy for Cat just because like he only shot 19 threes in this series, which is like he's supposed to be the greatest shooting big man of all time, right? Like
Yeah.
it's cool to see him reinvent his game through as the series goes on and progresses. It's like that ability to adapt is super important. It's something that I didn't always think that he might have, but he's definitely proving that he does. Um, I think their defense has looked really good, and I think they've held up. They held up really well on switches, which is something that we didn't expect with Jalen Brunson and Karl Towns. Earlier
Yep.
in the series, they were really attacking Jalen Brunson, and he was holding up. Then the Celtics decided, "All right, let's go with Cat." He was holding up too. I don't want to get too deep into Knicks Pacers, but I think it's gonna be interesting to see how the Pacers are like the exact opposite of the Celtics. They don't shoot a lot of threes, but they shoot good threes, right? And
Yeah.
uh, the Pacers offense is just relentless, right? Like they're gonna put you through three different actions. Okay, and then if there's a mismatch with 8 seconds in the shot clock, then they're gonna
They
go.
attack mismatches, bro. They do it
They
so
Yeah.
well.
but only at
And
the end of the shot clock. They're not looking. They don't go into an offensive possession thinking about a mismatch. They're thinking
Yeah.
about backdoor cuts and all this other bullshit that you can't keep up with.
Yeah.
Then if Siakam has a small or Turner has a small, okay, let's throw it inside to them with 4 seconds left, and they're gonna get an easy bucket.
Every
So
time.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
very interesting to see, kind of like the juxtaposition between the Celtics offense and the Pacers offense, and how that the Knicks have to react. I think they might struggle a little bit, especially in games one and two. Even though they're at home, it's gonna be a bit of a shock because the Celtics offense just pound, pound, pound. Okay, we have the mismatch. Okay, swing
yeah.
three,
And that's
right?
what really cost them. Their isolations were just not good enough this series. They were getting good enough open looks from three, but at the end of the day, if your offense starts from these isolations and kind of mismatch hunting, and you're not able to get good shots from that, you're not going to get like you're not going to win this game. And their offense was really what cost them this series. Like they just
Yeah.
couldn't create an isolation, but especially the Tatum Brown duo.
Celtics just rely so much on their individual talent versus the Pacers kind of just having everyone eats offense and it works so beautifully because it's orchestrated by Tyrese. Tyrese, yeah. So
It's because everybody. It just feels like with Boston, like I mean, they won the championship. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
their routine, what they do is like it's the right way to play for them, I guess. But it just feels like, when Derek White, like, which he can shoot this, but when he starts shooting like 25,
Hmm.
26 footers, it's just like, is that really the best shot that y'all can come up with right now? Like, it just feels like nobody then is shooting some, and he was terrible in the entire series. Just like it's the difference with the Pacers is that everybody knows what type of shots they're getting. Aaron Nesmith has been fucking insane through this playoff shooting the ball. As an off-ball scorer, he's been just fantastic. But like those, he's getting reps that he's gotten the entire regular season, so he's already comfortable in his role. The Celtics are just like, we're gonna throw some shit together, and because we're so much more talented than you, we're gonna win. In the clutch, your threes don't fall. Jalen Brunson's getting whatever he wants on the other side of the floor.
Yeah.
All game. Deuce
Yeah.
McBride also
He was good. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good, so
Yeah.
good.
They had a lot of offensive rebounds too. Like they got a lot of second chance shots, like especially in game six, dude. That was crazy. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they guard this Pacers team. Not really sure that they have a great. I don't know who you're gonna put on. You gonna put
It's
McCallum?
Bridges,
Yeah,
definitely, I think.
that has to be the only option, right? You have the length to keep up with him, and then like OG on Siakam, I guess, or like you're gonna put Cat, or I don't even know how it's gonna work.
Yeah, you go OG on Siakam,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Maybe even OG on Turner just to get the switches because they run so much pick and pop with
and then
Miles and
Pat can guard Neesmith or something like that.
yeah, I mean they're
Who's
not
guarding
really crazy.
Siakam? I don't know how it's gonna work, dude.
Josh
But
Hart could probably keep up with them. I don't know if
Siakam,
you're turning into that level, but I mean
I think
probably
whatever the
base
fuck you
defense you
want
go
from him.
OG
Yeah,
on Siakam. I honestly like what do you guys think about that series coming up? Like we can talk about the Pacers cap soon, but
I,
Knicks
I
Pacers.
do you?
my,
I feel like
my
yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say my immediate thought is Pacers in six. I think they steal one at at New York, I would
Hmm.
guess. Probably game one. Um, then I think they take three and four, and then Knicks take five, and the Pacers take six. I just feel like I trust their offense so much more. They're a good crunch time team. Especially if Tyrese has it going. He is prone to these duds where he has like seven shots. He has like 11 points, which is like a little bit
Yeah.
worrying. But you're not gonna get that from Brunson. He's gonna empty the clip. He's taking 20 shots no matter what.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Um, but I just like I trust the Pacers depth more than I trust this second
Definitely.
man
I
run.
think
So
that's the difference.
yeah, I mean
Because
the Knicks run seven players, right? And
Yeah.
they're
yeah,
Since when has the Knicks' depth mattered? Like that's the point. But like I want to talk about series, like last season's series between them really quickly. Like they literally played their players to to the ground. In that series. And then Jalen Brunson got hurt in Game 7. Was it OG who got hurt in Game 7?
OG. It was
Yeah.
OG.
So both of them
OG
were down.
played
They
like
got
and then he
He
like
played
was
hurt.
yeah, he played
Yeah,
hurt and he
he
was
got blown
awful.
the fuck out, you know. So, to me, this team is different. They have Mikal and Cat now. Like Julius Randle was hurt last year, so they didn't have that. And Jalen Brunson, I thought Neesmith would be a good matchup for him. He fucking cooked Aaron Neesmith last year. Who was guarding him, dude? It's the same roster. Who is gonna guard Jalen Brunson? Like Andrew Nemar can't guard him. He's not strong enough. Like Jalen Brunson's gonna get whatever the fuck he wants, and then they're gonna have shooters all open. So I'm taking the Knicks at 7. And I
Mm.
think they come back with vengeance compared to like last year. So, but it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
for you guys.
I thought Dante was exceptional last year. Like they don't have his shooting. I mean, I guess you could replace that with Mikhail. Like, yeah, that is a good point. I just think this Pacers team's a lot better. I think defensively they clicked into gear to a level like they can make up for mistakes even if they can't guard individually to the level that they couldn't last year. I also think like maybe this is the conference finals instead of the second round. They might be a little more tired. Like you're putting so much more minutes on Brunson and Cat and these guys. And I felt like this Pacers team is a little more equipped to attack the mismatches that are Brunson because they just run their offense through their point guard, which is Brunson, which Tyrese is probably going to guard Brunson a good amount, like, or Brunson's going to guard Tyrese a good amount, and then Cat. And I feel like those guys are really like you can attack them a lot easier on this Pacers offense than you can with the Celtics, where you kind of settle and they bait you into these shots that they want you to take, which is just like step back threes, deep shots. I would go Indiana. I think their offense is more safe. I think the fact that you have depth like at all, like Mitchell Robinson, I think like can be viable to being cooked by Tyrese. Like he can be attacked in a way that I didn't think the Celtics were attacking him at all.
Yeah.
And overall, I just think I trust the Indiana offense way more than I trust the Knicks offense, really. And as much as Brunson may be able to get his, I think they have the personnel to guard. Like I think you could put Siakam on Cat and guard him well enough. I think you can put probably Turner on Josh Hart. You know, you get and then Tyrese on Mikhail. Like I don't think you're worried too much about the matchup. I think Neesmith can guard him, Brunson, and if that like the case last year, right? The entire offense was in Brunson's hand. This is a little more of an egalitarian offense. I don't think it'll be the case as much where you're worried about Brunson just going crazy the same way he did last year. So I got the Pacers in six as well. But again, I've been wrong for like almost all these Eastern Conference finals or Eastern Conference matchups. So who knows?
It just feels like we were just talking about how offenses have mattered more in the playoffs, and the Pacers' offense is like arguably the best in the playoffs.
Yep.
So, yeah, and especially with the like we said, the increased physicality, the ability to foul, like I don't know, it just feels a lot more like this is a Pacers series, which is like, damn, are the Pacers going to be in the finals?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Wow. Okay.
I
Kind of
mean,
pissed.
even if the Pacers aren't in the finals, could the Knicks be in the finals? That's still crazy to think about,
Yeah.
considering we haven't seen that what since 1999. Like
York will
that's the
be
last time.
It was yeah. Last time the Knicks Pacers played, I think was like in 1999, right? That was the
Yeah,
conference finals with like Reggie Miller and then what's his name on the other side? I forgot his
Ewing.
name. What was his
Ewing.
name? Huh?
Ewing?
Yeah, Ewing was Ewing there that
he
late?
was just old.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was,
like
but there was
really.
someone. Oh, Latrell Sprewell. That's the name. I'm
Let's just be
forgetting.
well.
Yeah,
They had Allen Houston, like guys like
yeah.
that.
So I wanted to quickly go over one more thing from last season. Like I'm looking at these stats, right? OG played 3 games and he averaged 15. He was I remember him being good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shot 50 from three. Their third leading scorer who played all the games. Do you guys remember who it was?
Wait,
for the Knicks.
Yeah, I would be impressed if you because I totally forgot he played on the Knicks
in
last year.
this Knicks Pacer
Oh,
series, the
Alec Burks.
Yeah, it was
Oh
Alec
wow.
Burks as their third leading scorer last year. He averaged 15. Okay. Then he played well. He was like shooting 50, 40, 85, 84.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is a different team. This team for the Pacers is practically identical. Okay.
but
I do think
that
they
matters though. That
Yeah.
matters.
That
no,
continuity
sure. I
matters. They are a
agree.
better team.
Yeah.
They're definitely better. They looked just yeah, more like a cohesive unit than they did last year. But oh my God, like I just remember this Knicks team looking so good against him. Like I remember those clutch time games. I remember both Tyrese and Jalen Brunson kind of going crazy in the clutch.
I
And
remember
then
Nemhard hit that crazy shot to win them game two, I think.
I don't I have to go back. Kind of want to watch these highlights again. But
Dante, I remember Dante being ridiculous.
Dante was
Dante
good.
was
He averaged
insane.
23. And
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson averaged 30, bro. Like, and the leading scorer for the Pacers was Tyrese at 21. Miles Turner had a good series as well. Miles Turner had good playoffs last year in general.
He's
But
having
yeah,
great playoffs right now.
yeah, I mean, good for him, dude, from being in trade talks to this. But yeah, my point still stands. It's just a different team. Like, yeah, I think they just have so much more offensive firepower now. And it's not that I don't think the Pacers are a great defensive team either. Like they've been solid. Like they have good defensive pieces. And like Tyrese Halliburton, he's a garbage defender, but he's not a dumb defender at the same time. And when he actually puts in effort, he's been good in games this year.
Also
So
6'6", so he's like he can get some blocks and get some
he is
steals.
long, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Off ball, yeah, he's definitely
I
good.
just think it's gonna go similar to the Cavs series where the Knicks will have some games. Brunson's gonna put up some real numbers like Mitchell did, but at the same time, like the guys around him just can't do as much as like you'd think. Like I don't think the Knicks have been impressive offensively this entire playoffs. They've had maybe a couple games here and there.
But against the
Um,
Celtics, they played the fucking
right,
Celtics
but
and
even
they didn't look bad.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good point. But the Pistons are or the Pacers are a pretty good defense. The Pistons were a good defense. They didn't look good offensively against that team either. Um, but yeah, I think the Pacers can keep up, and I just think they're much better offense. Like we've
Yeah,
seen
the
that.
offense looks is like coming,
And deeper. Like legitimately they can play 10 deep.
yeah, no, that's definitely again. I feel like the 10 deep matters when talking about how tired these Knicks are gonna get, but not in terms of talent, because the
Yeah.
Knicks are really not gonna go more than like Miles McBride deep, you know.
And if
So
Siakam has it rolling, then it kind of gives him that other like level of ISO scoring that like
I
Kyrie
really want
doesn't.
to see how they guard Siakam, dude. Siakam is so good for them last series. Like, I really, really wonder what they're gonna do on Siakam, and I feel like OG's a really good matchup for him, and
He's
they
a
know
Yeah.
each other. Like, Raptors fans are happy right now, dude, and their Maple Leafs, I think, are also doing well in hockey. I don't fucking follow hockey, but I think shit on Twitter. So, yeah, it's gonna be a fun series. It's gonna be like an
For sure.
NBA series. So, yeah. But I mean, yeah, we basically already broke down this series. I don't know what more we'd go. Like, if you're just
Yeah.
Well, in the future we'll talk about we'll watch game 1 and 2 and stuff, and then we'll.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should go Cavs Pacers now since
Yeah,
we
yeah. That's
did go
perfect.
over
Yeah.
the Pacers. I
So why
mean,
don't you get us
yeah,
started?
go for it.
Oh God.
That sounds like
Sorry,
punishment.
yeah.
My
Sorry.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The players with you,
No, no,
but
no, no. My first thought is how the fuck does Max Strus text the team group chat saying if you don't show up if you don't believe, and then he goes 0 for 9. Okay, you know what? It's fine. Um, it was honestly just hard to watch. Darius Garland was like so heavily impacted by his sprained toe. And like fair enough. I mean like this is the most that I feel like I've seen a player um like look like they're injured. You know, like you can really see it affect him. He couldn't dribble a ball properly. He couldn't beat TJ McConnell in an ISO like and Darius is one of the fastest guys in the entire league. Um he just like he didn't have that same burst, and it's because like imagine if you sprain your toe, like you can't start and stop, you can't stop and go, you
Yeah.
can't really close out on defense, like you can't really play basketball. I don't even think he should have been out there, but all the talking heads would call him soft.
They called him soft. Dude, Stephen A. Smith pissed me off when he said that. He was get
I
your ass out of that floor. That pissed me off.
yeah, I think people, media, Twitter in general, just like downplays the effect of injuries on players.
We don't
Like
play
like
sports, dude.
like Jalen Brown just played through a partially torn tendon. Like that matters, you know. Like, and he
Yeah.
was good in Game 5. Like, let's give him props before we shoot him down. I thought Kenny Atkinson actually had a bad series, and he kind of showed his inexperience a little
Yeah.
bit. I thought Carlisle just coached rings around him. There was a couple minutes where there was no Jared Allen or Mobley on the floor, and I understand like you want to like space the floor out a little bit, but I don't get it. I also didn't like giving up on Ty Jerome. I understand how bad he was, but he's been so important all season. And then you give up on him, but then back against the wall. Oh wait, let me try him again. Oh wait, now he's playing great. Like, come
Yeah.
on. You had to just stick with your guns. Like if you're gonna go down with what you've been doing all season. You're a 64 win team. You have a proven formula. I think he just kind of panicked. I don't think he was ready. I mean, like the Hunter Mobley injuries also sucked.
Yeah.
Hunter's shot was off after the injury. Mobley was the silver lining of this whole thing because he looked like he belonged there. His
Even
handle,
last playoffs.
even
Like,
last playoffs, exact same thing happened last playoffs to the Cavs. They lost it to Boston. They were heavily injured, but Evan Mobley looked good, so it was like, okay, that's great. It sucks that we just are doing the same thing again. Of oh yeah, injured team, great season, injured team, lost again. Mobley looks great. But I guess that's a building block, right? Like we can say Evan Mobley's getting better. He won the defense part of the year. Um, they got to just figure out how to make sure the offense doesn't get stagnant because it was bad at the
yeah.
end. For a team that hung its hat on offense the entire regular season, to see it just crumble like that was a little jarring as a fan who's watched basically every game.
Yeah.
Because you know when you watch your team, like you just know it's a different team, and that's why like I think people might downplay like the injuries just because like Hunter and Mobley came back, but really like when you don't have your engine, which is Darius Garland, who's he was 4 for 16
He was
in
bad.
Game
Yeah.
5. He had 5 turnovers and 3 assists. Like it's just not the guy that we've seen all season. Um, it's disappointing. It was a season from heaven, and it crashed pretty abruptly. Game 2 loss will definitely stick with me. Up 7 with 50 seconds left, you can't lose that game. If they don't, they could maybe still have a chance. I mean, to be fair, even if they won that game and somehow won this series, I don't know how much they'd have in the tank for two more rounds. Um, I don't think that we need to jump to any major conclusions on like, oh, just get Darius Garland, and just trade Jared Allen and do all this like crazy stuff. Like this team won 64 games. They just got unlucky again. There's definitely some like I think you can build around the margins. Similar like we'll talk about Golden State, but like the core is the core. Let's build around the margins. See if we can, see what Isaac Okoro can get you on the open market. Like see if Dean Wade are we sure Dean Wade's that guy? Like, can we trust him? Probably not. Let's see what we can get for him. Um, I just yeah, I don't know. I don't think you need the only person I would think about trading is Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Just and not because he's a nerdy Pokemon guy, but
He doesn't
just
have it, like you said.
but actually though, like sometimes it just like I understand, okay, from like a basketball perspective, right? A rim guy, a rim protector, a basic center, it's hard for them to stay engaged if they're not getting basic looks. Like even just like a regular dunk is so good for a big man because it helps him stay engaged throughout the game, right? And so when
Yeah.
Jared Allen isn't getting those looks though, like it just feels like his effort and his
Soft.
engaged he's just soft.
Yeah.
I think he is legit. Like this is three straight playoffs where he's shown just like
He's such a bitch.
he's
Even
out of
last
it.
year.
Okay, wait,
Fucking nerd,
the
bro.
second one, the last year
He was hurt, yeah.
he was hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah,
But I
but
mean,
they
like
said he was
against the
soft. Like,
Knicks.
Like,
Yeah.
remember the Cavs staff members even questioned. They're like, "Why the fuck is
Yeah.
he sitting out? It's
That
some minor injury." I don't know how. I don't know that made how
I,
big.
I think more than I do think he is a little mentally soft for sure. I don't like the fucking lights are too bright comment. Like why how you can't say
He
that.
just gets like he's just not engaged. Like when he gets like overwhelmed, like you can see it on his face. You can see like
Yeah.
his affect him really
That's like
easily.
showing weakness. That's you can't
Yeah.
do that in the playoffs when it's life or death. You can't show
You know who
weakness.
doesn't show weakness, bro? Donovan Mitchell. That dude never shows weakness. I
Yeah.
fucking love Donovan Mitchell so much, dude.
And
He's
I'd
so
say like
and he was
the
hurt too, by the
reason,
way. He
yeah,
was
for
hurt.
sure.
Yeah. You were
Sorry,
saying
I was gonna just say like I felt like the reason you guys lost was Darius Garland. I really think that it just boiled down to the fact that obviously Ty Jerome was awful, and that's a big part of it too. The fact that
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell was your only source of offense, like the Cavs, from what I saw in the regular season, they thrive off creating advantages, causing rotation when their guards are able to drive and create and pick and roll, and then they're just able to swing from cross court to cross court, get open looks from three, and even if they're not open, they're somewhat open, and these are guys are ridiculous shooters who can convert. Their shooting wasn't there, and they're not able to create offense when Ty Jerome. I don't know if I would have given Ty Jerome a pass. Like I get where you're
I
coming from, but he
agree.
was so bad in those first three games. Like I don't think he made a shot in one of the games. He basically had his own Max Strus game, and
yeah.
then like he showed up when it mattered in game five. But man, it was just like you
They
don't
shot
have
20
anyone but Mitchell creating offense for you. Like Sam Merrill, you put in maybe to do something. Like it was just like, can we get something from three? Can we get some Mobley shot? Like there wasn't really a plan after Garland went down and Jerome couldn't do anything. It
Merrill
felt
was
like.
hurt. Merrill was the only guy who could actually shoot a little bit, and he was hurt game five too with like
Yeah.
a I forgot
Yeah.
what he had to do, but they shot 29% on wide open threes. The best shooting team or whatever that we've seen by net rating FC or whatever stunk it up. Yeah, disappointing for sure.
Yeah, can I ask a quick question? Just I know you don't want any off-season shakeups, but come like you don't think trading Jared Allen for like I don't know like a stretch four or some I don't even know what you're gonna trade for. You don't think running Mobley at the five is the best like the best your team will look?
My thing is that I feel like the league is trending towards two bigs and sizing up. So it's like, how can you size down now? Like Mobley's too lanky to play the five in a physical series. Like he can block shots, but he's still not a great rebounder, and he's still well, okay. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are both also terrible screen setters. Okay, so
Mm.
Neesmith and Nemhard are on Mitchell and Garland like white on rice, and you cannot escape them, right? Like
Yeah.
no matter the screens that Mobley and Jared Allen are setting, they're just getting skinny and going around it, and they
Okay.
keep. So it's like
Hear me
now you're
out.
taking out
Yeah.
another screen setter. How's anybody gonna get open? I saw a Jared Allen and picks for Cam Johnson, which first of all the Nets probably don't do that in the first place.
Hmm.
Um,
That's interesting. That's exactly yeah, that's actually what I kind
I
of
was I also saw
yeah.
another one where it was Jared Allen to the Lakers, connect to the Nets and Cam Johnson.
Yeah. So Cam
Yeah,
Johnson.
something like that. Yeah, Cam Johnson. Like it's a nice fit and like but it's like the offense was already so good. Like how much
Yeah.
more can you ask for an offense? At a certain point, like the defense and the rebounding is a problem. Um,
Yeah.
I would trade Allen for Cam Johnson or somebody like that if we can get a backup center. I hated.
I was gonna let me throw this out there. I actually have no idea what would go into this. What about Nas Reed?
I
And
mean,
and then you somehow figure out a way to sign Steven Adams, bro.
bro, everybody wants Nas Reed on their team.
Everyone, dude. But like,
Everybody wants Aaron Gordon too. Like it
they're
just
not. Yeah, I mean Aaron Gordon, yeah, sure. But like,
I'm saying he's like one of those guys like that you just like want on your team. You know.
I don't think. See, I don't think double big is necessarily like Um, I don't think that's necessarily a closing lineup. I think it's matchup dependent. Like I think you should have the ability to go to double bigs when you need it. The same way you should be able to go to your Chet at the five when you need offense on a five out thing. And that's what Evan Mobley brings you. So I feel like if you like, and imagine like an Evan Mobley and Steven Adams lineup, you get the rebounding and you get the defense, obviously, and you get the screen setting. And obviously Nas Reed is like fucking, that would be amazing. But if you even like Cam Johnson and Steven Adams, if you add that to a team instead of Jared Allen, I feel like it might be better. I don't know. I just don't like Jared Allen.
Yeah. It's just
You're
like
also
I agree. Like he's not a playoff player at this point. It feels like he's disappointed in
Did
that
too many
regard.
like it's been
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
But it's
you're
like
also
he's on a good contract, and I don't know where you upgrade,
the
especially
reason
in the
you
second
have
apron.
to the reason you have to stick with double bigs is because is there a smaller backcourt in the league than Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland?
Yeah, yeah. But
No.
they're
Yeah.
not getting them open. So what's the fucking point?
I'm saying defensively, like
Yeah.
the whole point of how they play defense is that you funnel them to the bigs because they're good shot blockers, right? But like if Cam Johnson is behind Darius Garland, you're getting fucking
Cam
cooked.
Newton's a very average
Yeah,
defender too.
that's so
He's a
much
good
pressure
defender.
on
He's not
Mobley.
he's
Like,
not by
Yeah.
any means like a great defender, I don't
I
think.
also think they're just like lacking a perimeter guy because I mean Tyrese was getting anything he wanted. There's no one like there's really no one you can use to stop. And I
Hunter was
guess
pretty mid too.
Yeah,
yeah,
Hunter was
but
coming
there
back.
needs to be like a guy who can guard on the perimeter, and Coro isn't that because he just can't. He's not respected at all offensively.
I do want to see Kenny next year. I think he needs to start going to the Hunter, Mobley, Allen lineup more. If this is the same squad, like I understand Strus has great chemistry with the starters, and he knows the system, and he's like the best role guy you can ask for aside from his shitty game 5. But at a certain point, like play your best fucking players, right? Like Garland, Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Jared Allen, Mobley. Like that's a good 5. Like you can win with that
Yeah,
5. Strus, you're just sizing down too much. And yeah, he'll chase Tyrese Halliburton from 94 feet. Like Hunter won't do that. But it's like what good did that do? Tyrese got everything he wanted, and now Max is tired and can't shoot. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the perimeter defense, right? Like, yeah, you don't have a like point of attack like guard defender, I guess. That's the issue,
it's
right?
really a Coro, and he can't
And
shoot.
Okoro, they can't start for you. He's fucking terrible
Yeah,
offensively.
Yeah.
And I thought he had a decent season this year shooting, no? Didn't Okoro?
He was damn near at 50% before he got hurt. Then he hurt his shoulder.
Uh,
And
yeah, he was awful after he like airballed everything.
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. The Darius Garland thing, I know you love him, but like this is two. I know the injury is a big thing, though. Like I can't even. I feel like we should give him another chance. But like this is two
Yeah,
years in a row now where
I thought
he's
his regular season was like all NBA level though. You
amazing.
know what I
Like
mean?
what a
So
resurgence from him.
yeah,
I'm giving him one more year. At
I
a
am
certain
too.
point,
Yeah,
if he's hurt again, you got to call a spade a spade. He's injury prone. But
He's a
he's
small
been too
guard.
good, and he's also homegrown talent. Like you got to give him one more chance to prove himself. Just give him a healthy run. Like I really believe like this guy can change playoff games, even though he's a shorter guy. Like those type of guys, like playoff small guards, doesn't really work out. But I think he has the it factor. He just needs to be healthy. Like it's that
No, that
simple.
makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Again, like this is my same criticism of the Cavs last year. I just didn't like the Jared Allen and Darius Garland fit because Darius Garland needs space and Jared Allen kind of clogs up the court. And especially when you're in the playoffs, like the game slows down. It's just super difficult to create that shot. And if Jared Allen's not giving you like good,
I mean
not
Mobley can shoot now though, so like
Mobley can shoot.
they
That's
have a
good,
four
but
in a
I'm
four out system.
but that's the thing. Like, it just in the playoffs, it's just different. I feel like it's hard. It's already hard enough for Darius to create his own shot when the game like slows down and he has big defenders on him, and Jared Allen clogs the paint. He can't even set good screens, and he's soft. Like, what's like?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's a very shallow analysis, but I just don't. It's like we've seen it kind of not work. But I guess maybe one more year. I still
Again, like I think Garland can create in a
he
system where he
can.
has like not healthy and working toes. So
I'd hope. Yeah, I'd hope so. But I feel like Jared Allen's still like the dynasty starts after you type shit. You know.
mm,
You
yeah,
see that? I saw someone say that about J-Dub. I was like, I lost my shit. I was
I
like, dude,
saw
you're
that.
hating on
Yeah.
him way too much, man.
It's so
Uh,
tough.
yeah, yeah. Um, okay. Yeah, we'll see about the Cavs next year. I'm sure they'll. Yeah, it's crazy that they won so many games this season.
This
This
is
is
a 64 win team, man.
it's
And look,
All-time team.
the East is wide open next year. That's why I think you run it back because like who
Yeah, for
knows what
sure.
Tatum's gonna look like. Giannis is probably gonna go hopefully to the West.
dude,
No,
you guys are
Even
so
if he's not, are you
disrespectful,
worried
bro.
about the Bucks?
What
Probably
the
not.
fuck?
no, not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
It's
I
really the
mean,
Pacers and the Knicks again, which is
literally.
Yeah,
wild. I did not
like
think that coming into the
Pistons,
playoffs.
bro. Pistons. Come,
Yeah, true. Pistons,
dude,
Magic,
Giannis
if
to
they
the
could do
Pistons.
something.
Oh my goodness.
but if the
Giannis.
Cavs are healthy, I'm taking the Cavs over any of these teams.
Yeah.
I agree. I
Respectful.
thought
Yeah,
the
that makes
Cavs
sense.
easily like I thought it was gonna be Cavs Celtics and then everyone else on another
On the
team.
bright side, I did hear Zach Lowe say like Ty Jerome stunk his own free agency value. You guys might actually be able to re-sign him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Oh,
saw he's like the
that's
best. He should get the highest veterans minimum ever, highest
yeah.
minimum contract
they called
possible.
it uh
A Jordan of minimums or what?
no, it's like a veteran maximum or some shit like that.
That's a
That's
good one.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Warriors.
Okay, yeah, let's fucking move on to my team.
Yeah, you,
We lost in five. It was a very anticlimactic ending to an amazing second half of the season. And before I give my analysis on this team, I just want to say we will be back next year, okay? I have no doubt in my mind this team was a championship contender when fully healthy, okay? We made the Timberwolves look like dog shit when Steph was healthy for those 13 fucking minutes. I just want to put that out there.
They shot like 1% from three.
Yeah, okay, whatever, bro. Our
Yeah,
defense
I
is
don't
good.
put too much stock in the
You know,
defense.
our defense for some reason is significantly better when Steph is playing. I don't know how that even works. It's much better when Steph is playing for some reason. Okay? Again, I don't know. But maybe like off a made shot. Like if our offense is better off made shots, you get a set defense. Maybe
Yeah,
that's I don't know.
maybe.
But yeah, we game three was our shot and we blew it. Like we just went cold at the worst moment and kind of hit some shots. Julius Randle was flexing on us the entire series. That was really sad.
Bad
I feel like
turnovers
Julius
for
Randle was the
real.
biggest talking point, man. Like, good for him. Like, that fat fucking bitch, like, had a great series. And I can't even be mad. Like, Draymond even said himself, like, I really thought Draymond would be the best matchup for Julius
Me
Randle.
too, man.
He looked so fucking powerless and small, but he would go through every single person on his drives, you know?
Yeah.
I thought Kaminga had some decent, like, defensive possessions on Ant in a couple games. But Ant, like, he averaged like 20 points a game in the second half of this series, in the second half of games in this series. It was absurd. And yeah, Mike Conley finally started hitting shots in game six or game five and
I think
game
we got to talk about Jimmy. Do you like
he's
what was
hurt.
the last
Like,
two
I don't know
games?
what
Do
else
you
to
really
say.
think?
He's just
I mean,
hurt. Yeah,
because
he's definitely like
I guess, but like
yeah,
he
he
had
looked
good
so
games
slow.
before, but he just
20
like there was a
combined
loss of
shots.
assertives. Yeah, like
He was less so
that's
yeah,
what's
he had like
concerning.
9 attempted shots, right, in game four. It's like 5 of 9 from the field. I don't know, like he's definitely hurt though. Like throughout the
Hmm.
rest, like he just looked a step slow. Even in game one, there was a clip of him like telling he was limping off the court, first of all, when we were up like 13 with like 2 minutes left. And then these guys on the Warriors bench trying to talk to him, you can hear him saying he's like, dude, guys, I'm just fucking tired. I'm like really, really tired. I don't want to talk right now. Like, it's just hard. We can't expect him to carry this offense. Give him a full year of like a full 5 months of recovery. Give Steph a full because Steph was not going to be 100% when he came back. Even if he was on track to come back game six, there was actually on the Warriors plus minus insider like podcast, they basically said like Steph was ready to come back game six and he was fucking pissed at his teammates for not winning one game. They literally like his reaction
Yeah,
wasn't like
valid.
again, like it was so nice to hear that he was actually annoyed for once. His reaction wasn't the expected, oh, you guys put in all your effort. No, it was like we have to reevaluate this team if you guys can't win one game without me. And I think it's like it's still a win in my book because people can see how valuable this guy is to our team. Because with him, we look like an actual contender. We didn't like the Wolves look and like you can say like, oh, it's 13 minutes. The Wolves didn't like they should have won this game more, like won this series more handedly. I know they won every game that Steph wasn't in, but like we were in most of these games until we went cold for like a 5 minute stretch, which happens when you don't have any number one option. But like, dude, this team, I don't know. I don't know if I trust this team. Like, I would take the Thunder and Nuggets in like six over this
I
team.
think the Wolves have a propensity to play down to their opponents. I think they've been doing it
You
all
guys have been
season.
saying that. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's true. I mean, like, look, they're for the Thunder and the Nuggets, like in the Western Conference, I could argue that they're the best matchup. That like if I'm trying to beat one of those two, I could argue the
Yeah.
Wolves are the best matchup. So I can't be like, oh, you guys didn't play well enough against the Stephless Warriors because it's like, yeah, they didn't, but they won all 4 games. So my thing with Jimmy, like it was really hard to watch that he just wouldn't shoot the ball.
Yeah.
There was times where it's like, dude, just shoot it. Like I know you're hurt, but just shoot it. But like you said, and I can't get on his ass after just talking about Darius Garland and how we can't like we have to give players props for playing with through injuries. So it's
And
like,
if we're gonna give one player props, it has to be Jimmy, right? Like this
yeah,
guy's a dog.
yeah.
And yeah.
No, they'll be back next year. I mean I don't know about back like to the final, but they'll be back. They'll retool. I like the Cavs, just like build around the margins. Like you have the team. Um, Randall was
My
amazing.
God. He averaged like
Yep.
25, dude. He looked like their best player. Like
Yeah,
He was
genuinely.
such a good passer this series, which is what I
Yeah.
mean, obviously his
He was
offense
wide
was
open
incredible.
every
He shot
single
super
time.
well.
Yeah.
He was able to get downhill, like convert at the rim really well, get to the line. But I thought his passing was elite. Like he was really able to make these kick out passes, get open looks for
Huge
everyone
shot.
on the team.
Yeah.
And they didn't always convert. A lot of these games they didn't shoot that well, but I thought like he was just able to get to his spots and really dictate the offense. And he's been a way bigger part of the offense than I even expected coming into the
Mhm.
year.
There's a big Randall hater. It must pain you to say that, Si.
Yeah,
And
dude,
Anthony,
I'm proud of him. I thought Nas Reed would like start over him at the end of the
Their best
season,
lineup is with
honestly.
Gobert off, dude. It's with
Yeah,
Randall and Nas, which is
I'm
crazy.
impressed. Like he's basically LeBron right now, dude. It's insane.
Yeah. All right, bro. Yeah.
You
no,
know what I
And
mean
like,
though. Play
An-
style.
yeah.
thing is, Anthony Edwards has like, if there's an it factor, like he has it. Like I don't know, like just watching him do some of the stuff he does, like, and even in person, like you go watch him, and it's like he like jumps out, like everything he does is like, like you gotta really like think about it twice. Like,
It
did he
looks
do that?
cool. Yeah.
Looks cool, like
People
that.
piss me off though about
He
it.
does
It's
piss me
like
off.
they overrate him because of this. I feel like
That thank
he
you. Finally. Thank
like
you for
I don't.
admitting it. Oh my
I
God.
mean, but like, do you guys think he's a top 10 player?
No, I don't think he's a top 10 player at all. No shot. Like,
Really?
yeah. I mean, okay,
it's
maybe
hard.
each of the top 10 players. I feel like these playoffs come around. He does some cool shit. Like, Anthony Edwards is still shooting inefficiently for these playoffs. He's not
Yeah.
like, and Julius Randle, I feel like was their big, okay, Anthony
He was their
Edwards,
best player for
I
this
thought so.
after
I
this series for sure.
100% thought
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And Ant
Anthony
had his
Edwards
moments
won
though,
them like a
like
couple games. Like I think
yeah,
he won them
definitely.
like maybe one game he really like game four he actually put away. Like that fucking 15-0 run was crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
But
ridiculous.
Julius Randle kept them afloat throughout these games, dude. He
Even
like
the Lakers series, like
oh
he
yeah,
was so
100%.
consistent for them.
That was what I said in our last pod, right? It's like it was
Yeah.
kind of a knock on Julius Randle, but like he's the guy when your offense isn't buzzing that he's the one who gets you like he gets you a tough bucket. Like, he can go.
Yeah.
I saw him. He was
He
hitting
just keeps you on
every.
the board. Like it's
Yeah,
never
exactly.
you're never like going on a 10-0 run against you because Randall's
I
on the
think it's
floor, you
I
know?
think it's because there's not really a good matchup for him. Just because he's like this burly, kind of short, but like
Isaiah Hartenstein will be, I'm
You
telling
would
you.
think Draymond's a good matchup. Like prime Draymond, this is the exact type of matchup Draymond feasts on. That's why I was so
Yeah.
surprised he was getting cooked. Like he was just not big enough. And it
is
was
there
so,
a is there a Rohan, is there a Draymond conversation to be had in the
yeah, I
offseason?
mean, he was just bad. He was brutal. Like
Yeah,
offensively,
Yeah.
like after that first game, when Steph isn't there, he just like loses all his
He started off
motivation to
game
play
five
basketball.
pretty hot. I was like, so I thought,
You need two
maybe there's
threes,
a
right?
chance to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
it just feels like at a certain point, like he has to be able to score 15 points every game because he's going to be out there for 40 minutes. And if
Yeah.
you out there for 40 minutes, you need to score 15 a game. And it's just like even if he does, like they're just not going to respect him. He
I
shot
think
20.
it's just unfair to think of Draymond as anything without Steph on the floor, to be honest, though. That's the
I
thing.
had a
Like
I had a one of my
offensively.
Warriors friends tell me that they think that for like at least the first half of the season or maybe the regular season, he should come off the bench. What do y'all think?
I mean, I would be fine with playing him lower minutes. I don't see the point of him coming off the bench given that he has to play with Steph. Like
Yeah.
I would be. Yeah, like if you really want, you can keep his minutes perfectly aligned. Like you play him like I think in the regular season, maybe 28 minutes a game. Like that's fair. I don't think he should start though. Like not starting is I think that's kind of crazy. Like it's a little people were saying that though. Like people were saying like the ideal like the Warriors would be a contender. Like if the Warriors would be a contender if they were a team that's good enough to have Draymond off the bench, meaning they have like a better starting
Mm.
five.
Which
Yeah.
is valid, I think.
Like,
Yeah.
like a team with Draymond as their six man must be a really good team, is basically what they're saying. I don't
It's
know.
just like this team's
But
already
like,
small. Like, who are you starting?
no, I just don't think
Post?
it makes sense because Draymond, like he kind of loses his purpose if Steph's not on the court,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, exactly. That's
Also,
what I'm
like
saying. You can't judge him offensively without
Yeah.
Steph on the floor.
it's also the point guard of the offense. Of Steve Kerr's offense, like he kind of is the point guard. He's making all
Yeah,
the
he's only the point guard when Steph, like he's like that. Like, what the fuck was he doing when Steph wasn't on the court? You can't even say he's a point guard. Like, all of his, like, basically, he is definitely a smart player and he understands offenses beautifully and he understands how to play the Warriors system, which is very complicated. And he's obviously a genius defender. But his job is to make passes that are generated off Steph.
Yeah.
Okay? If you are used, like, if you're not retarded, you should be able to make those. They're such obvious passes 90% of the time. Okay, like we all see them. Okay, you
Yeah.
to make a basic pass. It looks like an amazing pass because you're all focused on Steph. Oh, how the fuck did that guy get open? But like, come on. Okay, but he does it best. He does it better than anyone, and he's also best at finding stuff. Like Steph does struggle when he doesn't play. I think both of them need each other, but I think Draymond especially becomes particularly useless when Steph is not playing. Like
For
he just
sure. I
looks
mean,
way
that
worse. He'll have random good games, but he looks way, way
or
worse.
he'll I mean or he'll just get himself ejected on purpose.
Yeah, yeah. He used to do that.
yeah.
Like actually, when Steph was hurt, or like yeah, he was getting hurt. Yeah, within the
Uh,
first two quarters.
should Kaminga have been playing earlier?
Uh, like I mean, with okay, I think we might have talked about this on our old pod too, right? Or I actually don't remember last time we recorded like what time. I think yeah, it was after game one only. So Kaminga is interesting because like he doesn't look good with Steph because our offense just changes when Steph isn't there. We become more of a defensive focused team, obviously, but also just the way we play, it just completely changes systems. And Kaminga doesn't fit the system of the Steve Kerr, Steph Curry offense, but
Yeah.
he does fit the system of we need this guy to go get a bucket, go get us a bucket, not necessarily in the flow of the offense, which is why he looks so much better when Steph isn't playing. So like with Steph, if he can't fill that Gary Payton role, he's useless to us. Okay? Without Steph, like, yeah, he might win you a couple games. He very well could have won us game three, but we
Yeah.
What,
didn't.
what do you think the
It's
problem
like,
What's the problem? Because in theory, he's a really nice fit next to Steph as a
But he
well, I
role.
doesn't.
mean,
He refuses to play that role. He
yeah.
likes to put the ball on the floor, pound, 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 and get some dumbass shot up. Okay, maybe he gets
His
fouled.
only use when Steph's on the floor is a dunker spot guy, I feel like.
Exactly.
And
Gary
that's,
Payton. If he could
yeah.
play that, he'd be
But he can't
so
play defense
good.
to the level Gary Payton does. Like, so what's the point of
He's
having him
not
out there?
bad though. Like when his offense is going well, like that game three was a masterclass for him. Defensively, he was so good until the very end of that game. Okay, like for three quarters, he looked so good. And again, it's because he's dialed in on offense. Like when he knows he has a shot on offense and he's not going to get yanked for the smallest mistake, then he cares more and plays well defensively. He had a really, really good game, especially against Ant. Um, in game three. But like that's because we also desperately need him to generate shots because who else is gonna do it? But when Steph is there, he is the one generating shots for everyone. So if Kuminga doesn't want to play in that flow, it looks like shit. That's why Steve Kerr, like an article came out, and it literally said like Steve Kerr was pissed because Kuminga looked off Steph multiple times, and after that he basically just sat him the rest of the season, which is valid. Like yeah.
Yeah. I sincerely hope it's his last year in Golden
No, he's
State.
gone. We're gonna get Cam Johnson, bro. Fuck the Cavs. That's
The,
all. He's not worried.
the thing is, Lacob looks very chatty with JK in the
Yeah.
Valkyries
We
games.
saw that
Yeah.
before too, though. Remember the Jordan Poole thing? That Mike Dunleavy, after signing that 4-year extension for Jordan Poole, was like, "Yeah, man, we don't hope to. We hope he's gonna be here at least another 4 years." Then he literally traded him within a few days after.
Oh,
Um,
did he get signed? He signed the extension after the punch?
he
No.
signed an extension right after the punch, and then 1 year after that, Bob Myers left, and then Mike Dunleavy took over, and then he that was the first year of the contract, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like it
Well,
was that 1 year.
Lacob is different than Dunleavy, bro. Lacob is calling the shots.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the whole problem with this thing, bro. Oh man, like I wish, like I like that Lacob loves our team so much, but I hate that he thinks he knows better than actual NBA players, or like yeah, like ex NBA players, or like scouts, GMs, like whatever, bro. But
Well, I mean, cough cough, Phoenix Suns because Matt Ishbia is
same shit, yeah.
a shit show over there too.
Dumpster
Yeah.
fire. But Giannis could be like a potential target for the
That's why,
Warriors.
like Dan Gilbert, the Cavs owner, is
Yeah.
like notoriously like, nah, I don't
Dude,
know if
if
he.
you don't have Kuminga, there's like no one on the team who can you can trade for Giannis.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
we're
not.
trading Kuminga. I'm saying like
Uh,
for
oh yeah, yeah.
like it would have to be like Kuminga, Moody, Pods. Gary Payton like picks. I don't even know what it
Yeah.
would be. And
I
that
don't think it's
that
happening.
package still is like shit compared to the J-Dub package, dude.
Yeah,
Like J-Dub himself is more valuable than all those guys combined, in my opinion. He's just way
for
too.
sure. For
I mean,
sure.
the playoffs, like, yeah, it's
I
gonna
do
be.
think we got to talk about the Wolves a little more.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Go
do
for
you
it.
guys think they have title? Like, what would you put? Are they the favorites in the West for you guys, or is it
No,
whoever wins the series?
they're not the favorites. They're going to be underdogs to whoever comes out of the OKC Thunder.
Okay.
Exactly.
I mean the OKC Nuggets series. But what I will ask you guys is, if you're the Wolves, who do you want to win Game 7?
Nuggets for
The
sure, in my
Thunder.
opinion.
Oh,
Really?
the Nuggets. The Nuggets. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I misunderstood the question. Yeah.
I
The
think
thing
you
is,
want the Nuggets in the next round because Aaron Gordon's going to be hobbled whenever he does come back. And we saw in the regular season they struggled a ton against the Timberwolves. The Nuggets did.
Yeah, I think the point of attack is a problem. I don't know. I mean, if the Nuggets are this good as zone team, I think they could put up the same fight against the Wolves
They
with
don't have
that
a
way.
matchup for Anthony Edwards, dude.
Yeah,
They're
but it's
gonna.
not about that with the zone. You don't need to.
I don't know. I feel like at that point it's gonna be like whoever can generate the best. Like I think Anthony Edwards is gonna generate better shots. I mean, we've seen Julius Randle be able to slice up the Warriors defense. That's a pretty good defense and get wide open shots for his guys. Like who's saying he can't do the
Yeah.
same thing? And he did that against Draymond. Aaron Gordon's as good, probably as good a defender as
Again,
Draymond.
it's but
But
with the zone, it's like not about matchups. It's like if you
yeah,
can't create an advantage, it's all about can you make the passes. And
But you
You know, I
can't. That's
trust
the
Randall.
thing.
I trust
That's the
Randall
thing.
some. That's the thing. So maybe
And
that's
even
enough.
Anthony Edwards, like in that Sun series, I mean, actually, he did struggle later on in those playoffs for the exact same thing. Like compared to Luka, exactly, we actually saw it side by side, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
like, he has also shown that he's able to be a decent playmaker when, even in the Lakers series, like he's been a decent playmaker when like doubled, like he makes the right decisions a lot of the times. So I do think the Thunder are a way, way, way worse matchup for the Timberwolves. Like I think their size, their length, and then Isaiah Hartenstein, Chet are gonna fucking. I'm assuming they'd be able to hold Randall down. I'd
I
hope.
think so.
I
So
think the only reason that I agree, but I think the Nuggets do present them a lot of problems in that like they used to guard Carlton Towns used to guard Jokic and then um Gobert or yeah
Yeah.
Gobert would guard Aaron Gordon, I don't know.
Gordon.
yeah.
But now with Randall, you don't really trust Randall as much as you like Cat on Jokic. So I think Jokic is gonna would have a lot easier of a time dealing with this Timberwolves version. And I think that like both the Timberwolves and the Nuggets are kind of prone to these like stretches where it's like, what the hell are you guys doing right now? The Nuggets is more just like you guys can't hit anything. But like the shots, aside from like when Russell Westbrook checks in, the shots that the Nuggets get are fully controlled by Jokic, and they're typically getting like good. They're not prone to as many of these moments that I feel like the Nuggets and the
Oh,
Wolves
you
get.
meant to say Thunder and Timberwolves go through these stretches of like what the
Yeah,
hell
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's what I
versus
meant.
Yeah.
Nuggets are consistently getting good shots. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
So like
But
if I'm the Timberwolves, I feel like I can kind of play OKC into some of these dumb moments more than I can play Denver into some of them.
I don't know. I feel like the
I
Nuggets
think I'm
had
not worried as
stretches like
much
that
about
too, though.
yeah,
Like
I mean,
I feel
I'm
like they
not as
could
worried
play
about
stretches
this
well.
the defense of the Nuggets though. Like OKC's defense should terrify the Wolves
That's
because
true.
they have the one-on-one matchups for
Especially Randall,
everyone,
man.
legitimately. Like I think Dort's gonna create problems for Ant. Like he's gonna have to settle for a lot of shots he doesn't like. They have the rim protection that you're not worried about. And then I don't know, I'm not too worried if Ant's not hitting threes and he's not getting to the rim. Like what else does he do out there personally? And then, Randall, I think Hartenstein can do a good enough job on him. I really think.
I
Uh,
agree.
I,
if
I
that's the case, and then again, depth is an issue. Like I think the OKC's depth is a little better than the Wolves.
Yeah. Someone said on Twitter like someone told Jokic to wake up because he gets to see Rudy Gobert next series, just win one game and you can just feast on him with no cap this
True.
time to help out. So
also if the Wolves play the Thunder, like who is Mike Conley gonna guard?
great question. Like,
Dort.
Dort? Yeah, I
yeah.
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that same guy Steph would be guarding. It makes sense. It definitely makes sense. And maybe you start Wiggins. I don't know if he can actually like create for himself.
I don't think
But
you could sit Dort though.
you don't think he can what?
Sit Dort, right? You said Wiggins for Dort.
I mean, the thing with the
Yeah,
Thunder
yeah.
though, they have a lot of guard screens, so they can attack mismatches whenever they want to. Like Dort will always be willing to set a screen for Shea and Jada.
No, I think Thunder in six if they play the Wolves. I'm very, very confident in the Thunder winning that series against the Wolves. Maybe
I
I'm just
think
hating. Maybe I fucking hate the Wolves right now. But like
I
the
think you've been
Thunder.
overhyping us too much, to be honest. Like
No, that
you,
too. Like, I don't think again. Like, that's what pissed me off. The Warriors lost. Like, I feel like any of these games would have been, any of these series would have been very close. Like, you could have
yeah.
get away with any of them. So yeah, the Thunder definitely do have their flaws, but I'm not sure that the Timberwolves are the team to expose those flaws. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the offense
I
is that
think
good. Like, that's the
yeah,
only
it's like
thing I
if a
think.
team can't create enough consistent offense against the Thunder, like you're not worried
The
about it
Nuggets can't. Yeah, the Nuggets are the
because the
like
Nuggets can't.
because of Jokic. He's the best
Yeah.
offensive, maybe the best of all time. So
Yeah.
yeah, he single-handedly is like beating you guys. So I don't think the Timberwolves have someone who can do that. Like Ant is not that guy, respectfully. Like he's not Jokic.
Agreed. Yeah.
Oh wait,
I
should
think
we go
Jaden
over top
McDaniels
10
can cause some problems for the
for
Thunder,
Shea?
but I mean not for Shea, like just for offensively, like
He's
maybe
dude, he's a playoff riser, huh? Like
yeah, he's been good.
he's well offensively in the playoffs, surprisingly. Yeah. So so you think Ant's a top 10 player, Sal? I think it's close, but
It's
I feel
close. I mean, I think he's top 12. Like
I
at
think
that
Donovan
point.
Mitchell's better. I said that last year too.
Oh, I think Donovan Mitchell's better too.
Do you
I
think
think
Donovan Mitchell's top 10 or 11?
okay, if I count if I count it out, I don't know if either of them are in the top 10, but like I think of them as top 10 players. Like I trust their abilities as much as I trust the next top 10 guy. There's
You
like
say
top
superstar. They're superstars.
Honest,
I think
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
fair word,
they
right?
are. Yeah.
But
yeah.
like top 10, I think like there's a like we just when we say this, but like there's a lot of like really good players who are we're not even
Like Brunson's top 10 in my opinion,
I
or like
think Brunson's
around
better
there.
than both those guys. I
Yeah,
said
I
it
think so
last year
too.
too. Like I think Brunson's better than Ant and Donovan Mitchell. And Brunson is better. I don't even know if he's a top 10 player. That's the
Right.
thing. If you
And
really, yeah,
I think give Ant 2 years, and I think he'll be better than Jalen Brunson though.
like I
I
go
can see that. Yeah.
and two. Yeah, yeah. Jalen Brunson's like 30, right? Isn't he
I don't know.
old?
I
He's
don't know. He's
28, I think.
20.
Is he? Yeah. So he was in like 2018, but he was 4 years in college, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
28.
28. Okay.
28.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. So let me think about this. So you have Jokic. That's one. And then let's do Giannis. Fuck, I pressed enter, my bad.
Giannis,
Giannis,
Shea, Luca,
SGA,
Curry.
Steph, Braun, KD. I think they're all better than it. I don't. Is that? Do you think we had this debate before, right? Like the
I don't
KD.
think.
I think Bron and KD and Ant are all kind of in that same tier, to be honest, at
Really?
this
Okay,
point.
then maybe yeah.
Yeah.
Then maybe
I think.
Giannis is.
I think Ant's better than both of them, honestly.
Wow. I put Tatum there. I don't know if Ants, dude. If
No,
I
Tatum's better than those guys, I think.
no, no, I agree. That's
If,
why I put Tatum there first.
if I'm
I think
trying to
Yeah.
win it, if I'm trying to win a championship today, I feel better with Anthony Edwards than I feel with whatever 40-year-old LeBron, because I
I
don't
really,
don't
know.
disagree,
I
I
don't think
honestly.
disagree.
his body can't hold up for 4 playoff series rounds. It's just like unrealistic to assume that. Like he's 40-year-old
Yeah.
man. And then KD too is just like I also don't know if he can hold up for 40.
This is
Uh
all hypothetical, but like from what I've seen, I feel like LeBron is better. Like the games we haven't seen him like deteriorate over time in the playoffs like recently. So like we haven't seen his play drop in the playoffs in the last like few years, I feel like, no?
but at this point,
Yeah.
LeBron isn't a first option on a on a championship team, and Anthony Edwards can be.
No, no. Like if you think LeBron and the Timberwolves is makes them worse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But I don't think that's just because, I mean, I think it's a fit thing more than
No,
just
no, no,
like,
I'm saying
yeah.
okay, that's my thing. Pretend Julius Randle becomes like the fit between Julius Randle. Like, let's say LeBron is more like Julius Randle, like the way he plays is more like Julius Randle. Switch Julius Randle with a player who plays like Anthony Edwards, only is as good as Julius Randle. I know this is a weird
Yeah,
analogy.
yeah, I get you. I get you.
You know, like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think they're better. Like, I think LeBron is a much
Maybe.
better
Yeah.
offensive player. I think he's much smarter. Like, I think he's better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in the
That's a
playoffs,
valid
in the
point. No,
series
I
against
think they're,
Spain, I
that's why I
thought
think they're in
LeBron
the
was
same
better.
tier. I might have Braun ahead of him though.
I would take Bron. I would
KD,
also take.
it's
I would also
it's
take KD.
closer,
I
I
would
gotta
but
see I gotta see some like playoff ball.
KD's an elite defender too, bro. Like, remember we broke it down by category and we couldn't figure out what, like, outside of rim pressure, what Anthony Edwards was better at than KD. Like Anthony, like, I don't know.
Rim
Maybe,
pressure
three-point
matters
shooting at
so
this
much.
point. Three-point
huh?
shooting at
Pressure.
this point.
Is
Yeah,
it?
rim pressure matters a lot. Three-point
Rim pressure
shooting
is
might
big.
be at
Yeah,
this
rim pressure
point
is the main.
because just the volume Ant's able to get his shots off at.
We got six right now. I would say AD as well. Maybe you guys disagree, but I thought like AD this year was so
I
good.
agree. I agree with
He
AD.
was good, but
You have Ant over?
I think I still have Ant over.
Okay, how about 2024 Embiid?
What the
For sure over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
For
saying, right? And
sure.
Embiid, like
Yeah, he was great though.
he
And
was
Embiid was
fucked
great.
up this whole year.
Yeah.
So I guess in
But
your
okay, we're not getting 2024 and beat anymore.
Yeah,
So
but we're
that
not. So that doesn't count.
okay,
Like he's not a top
uh,
10 player anymore.
I don't know. Okay, fine. Then I guess Ant is a top
I mean,
10.
Wemby's a question.
Yeah, I think Wemby's better than him too. I
I would put AD over Ant. Like I think
Me
he's better
too.
than all those guys.
If we agree, okay, we didn't agree on AD though, right? If but we wholeheartedly agreed on Wemby,
yeah, but I mean I need
like
to well,
questionable.
he hasn't played in the playoffs yet, so I can't
This
agree.
is
Yeah.
yeah, this is definitely like an off-season type of pod we should do about like our top 10.
That'll be a fun one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But it's like, yeah, I guess it's close. But to me, like, I would easily put Braun, KD, AD. Maybe I'm like just like
Oh,
thinking.
Brunson, we haven't even included because we said we
And
would
bro, yeah,
have him.
Brunson, I'm not even trying to include him yet, because
Yeah.
to me, he wasn't even top 10.
They're on the same level for me,
Yeah,
honestly.
definitely. Like, I think Brunson, AD, and Donovan Mitchell are on the same level.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I did have LeBron and what's his name above. But I guess I don't know. You guys
So
don't
do you
trust
think like, yeah, I feel like Donovan Mitchell could be like you have a case he's better than LeBron and KD. You don't think so? Based off what you've seen?
Donovan
me?
Mitchell?
Who?
Yeah.
Who are you
You.
talking about? Or me?
No, you. Mitchell over
No,
LeBron.
I don't. I don't think he's
You don't think?
better. I
Okay.
think Mitchell's better than Ant, but like you guys, like Sahil, for example, does think Donovan Mitchell is better than KD and Braun because he thinks Ant is better than them. But I think both. I think Donovan Mitchell's better than Ant, but I don't think either of them are better than KD and Braun.
Okay.
I think they're more impactful, especially Braun. KD is a question mark. I think Braun is unequivocally like a top three impactful player in the NBA. Still, I just think his IQ is like he completely controls
Dude,
games.
he's like a negative player sometimes though. Like legitimately his on off this year has been
Trust
awful.
me, dude. Trust me. I take pride in that. But like, It's still at the end of the day, despite hating him, like, he's amazing. He's so good, dude.
Of
No,
course, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Like, it feels hard. I just feel like
I
Anthony
just like,
Edwards
yeah.
is not like I don't think
that's
he's running
that's the
this
thing.
offense. Like I saw what it looks like for like this is what that Mavs Timberwolves series showed me, right? Like
Yeah.
Ant looked like he was cooking. He was cooking. He was cooked. He cooked the what's it called? The fucking Suns. Okay. He kind of cooked the Nuggets. Okay.
He
And we were
half
like,
cooked him,
okay,
yeah.
this guy's taking the big playmaking step. He is him. He's running this offense. Then we saw what it actually looks like to run the offense. That's what LeBron does. Like he actually controls his entire. He runs the team's offense. He can clearly controls
I
the game.
just do not trust LeBron as a scorer compared to Ant, like at
Not
all.
anymore.
I,
Well,
No.
I I also if it was a hypothetical game seven and I had to choose LeBron or Anthony Edwards, I'm gonna choose LeBron.
yeah,
Yeah.
But if
100%.
it was a playoff, you have to make a playoff run for the championship in the NBA. I'm gonna take an
Agreed.
Anthony.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust LeBron like more than like if I was two playoff runs, I'd pick Ant for LeBron.
Guys, do you know like
Even one series, I think I'd pick LeBron. But a whole
what? Then it's how is it not Bron who's better, bro? Come on,
Because you
how is
can't,
Bron not better?
because you need
right, that's why I think
four.
they're in the same tier.
We haven't seen
I'm not
either of
sure.
them play four series. We saw Anthony Edwards' fucking game fall off a cliff in the third series last year.
Exactly. But he could do it again this year. But he could do it this year.
But like, okay, again, do you guys think Anthony Edwards played better than Bron in that playoff series this year?
Uh,
Yes. Even if
Okay,
he
well,
didn't score as well, I'd
statistically,
say
he
yes.
absolutely did not.
he did.
I still think yes.
Because he was taking he made steps as a playmaker. Like
I thought he like actually controlled the game a lot better
the
than
Lakers
Bron did.
defense was disgusting,
Yeah.
but like their whole thing was can we make Ant have to make reads, and he was doing that. And
Also,
it's
their
like
offense wasn't good. Like the
It looked a
Lakers'
lot like
offense was
that
not
Sun
good.
series. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Timberwolves are making shots though. They hit all their. I feel like they hit their shots in that series. I actually
I mean,
don't.
like, game six, they or game five, they did not. They were horrid
Oh yeah, they were
shooting the
like what, like
ball.
7-41 or something
Yeah,
crazy.
like
LeBron
I think
also
game.
LeBron couldn't consistently score against
Fourth quarter.
Bear or Randall.
That's
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like if I have Anthony Edwards who's scoring against those two, I think he's scoring on them a good amount of times. You know, just because
Like
he's
he
like
had his moments, like for sure. Like first halves, he would have like he would be able to explode on little runs, like when the benches would come in for
Yeah.
LeBron. But I just don't feel like as a, like a consistent like Luca was obviously the consistent like first option. I don't think LeBron can handle that load right now, which is fine, you know.
I don't know, but like I mean,
Especially against the Wolves like defense is like pretty
40,
good.
40.
and
Yeah, he's 40.
and always also has Julius Randle on his side shooting 39% from three in
Yeah.
that series, dude. Like
No, for sure. Randall was
seeing
really
a better
good, but
team
I
around
just
him. He like Julie like yeah, out like Luca individually is better than anyone on the Timberwolves, but like that team as a whole, like they're fit together, like offensively and defensively, is so much better than the Lakers are. Like, what do you expect from Bron? I can't believe I'm defending him, but like, what do you want him to do? I don't know. I feel like he's still like that guy. I hope he's not. Like again, I get excited when he plays like shit, but to me, it's hard. It's so hard for me to.
That's it. You live a sad life, man. I don't know how you watch that and get mad. That's insane.
No, I'm defending him, but I still
I
hate.
know, but I'm just saying like that's crazy to me, man.
See, here's the thing, like I will always dislike Braun, but I will never let that influence how I feel about his game. I will
I
never
know, but I'm
have
I feel
I'm
the
my
same way about Steph, honestly. Which
yeah, good, I'm glad.
yeah.
Like
that's
I will never hate on him like just to
Like
hate
I was glad you guys lost. Like, but it's
I
like it
on
sucks that he didn't play, you know, at the same time.
because if he did, you know what would happen.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
think
Oh,
it
I
was
don't know. I think it would have
okay.
been. I still think the Wolves would have won,
Are
would
personally.
have
you
gone like
fucking serious right now?
it would have
Yes,
gone
I
seven.
picked them. I picked them.
No, you picked him, yeah, but you changed like your thing after we won game one, remember?
I
Did you
said
not?
Wolves in seven, right?
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. I
Looks so much better with Steph. Well, whatever. Okay, let's not get into this right now. This is such a
yeah.
waste. Yeah, no, my life is like actually my life's pretty good right now with like Braun falling off and shit. It's actually going but yeah. Like honestly, like in the last like 5 years, it's been not bad being a Warrior.
But the fact that you say that he's falling off, but you're still saying that he's better than half of these
He
dudes.
is. He is.
I know. I'm just saying that shows you how goddamn good this guy is.
Of
Yeah.
course, I know. Of course, I'll never like, yeah, I'll never discredit him just to say that. But like, I still like when we get into GOAT discussions, that's a different thing. But like, I still will never not like, I will not deny how good this guy is. That's why I think he's more impactful. But okay, whatever. Um, I think that's all we had to cover for today's pod, right? I don't think we just
Yep.
anything. We went over all the series. We'll break down. So tomorrow's the thing, the Thunder
Game
Nuggets.
seven.
And I think we'll hopefully
Biggest game of my life.
Well,
yeah,
we're 12 hours out, boys.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
No
Wow.
shit. Yeah.
We'll record. I don't know when we should record soon. After maybe after like game one of the series, like after like sometime in the middle of this
I
week.
think that's Wednesday night.
Wednesday? Okay, we can do that. Yeah, we'll come back at you guys soon. Very exciting conference finals, whatever the Western Conference Finals will be. And yeah. All right. So yeah, thanks again for listening to Change the Pace podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Change the Pace Pod as well as Spotify with the same handle. And we'll see you guys soon. This
Also
is
YouTube. Also
yeah,
YouTube.
and YouTube. We are not posting on YouTube. Big shout out to Sai and Sahil for doing great edits for us on YouTube. So yeah, all right. Thanks, guys.